Hello, what is up, everybody, and welcome to the 777 podcast. I am joined here with Zach, and I'm joined here with Jack, and today we're going to be talking all sorts of things. Who even knows? We've got a list. We've got a big old list somewhere of all the topics we're going to write. You brought the list? Come on, Jack. You brought the list. You had to. You can't have forgotten the list.
I left it in my other pants.
You gotta go get those pants, man.
Well, then go get them.
Yeah, you gotta go. You can't not get those pants, dude. I can't believe it. I can't believe. All right, guys, we're gonna have to.
Those are dirty pants. Don't look at those pants.
We're gonna have to turn off the stream. We have to go back and get the pants again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Run it
I have to get.
Run it back.
It might be in the dryer. Though I'm pretty behind on laundry. Let's be real.
All right. We all know that we've all been there. We've all know the struggle. Now, are you guys getting a Twitch stream right now? Are you guys getting? Yes, it is. It is live. I'm not sure how much. Hey, you followed. Thanks, Zach. I like it.
I was waiting.
He was waiting the whole time. I love it. All right. So I was recording since the beginning. So this time there's not going to be any Twitch shenanigans where the VOD doesn't save. For those of you tuning in right now and wondering where episode 1 is, it's in the ether. It's in the memories of the people who got to see it. There's no footage of it anywhere. Nothing got saved. And there's nothing that we can do about it. It's just
like two
brutal.
clips that people made
There's-
that don't even have that much context. That's the closest you're gonna get to the lost first episode.
Exactly. It's 3.5 hours of you're never getting this again. And like, you had to be there. I feel like that's almost like a special moment for people who like got to see the whole thing. It's like those people are always going to be like, they're always going to have it in their head that they just know, like, I was there when you guys were talking about that stuff. And like, there was some crazy stuff that we were talking about. Like me, Mitch, and you were talking about like YouTube and like all the different politics of it and the infrastructure and everything. So
Oh, absolutely. Like getting
touching the nitty gritty was cool. Yeah, especially just hearing his point of view after all these years, and the fact that he remembered me, quote unquote, but he forgot which part of me I would like where I was at, like in the timeline.
He only remembered the
That was
bottom
funny.
half.
Well,
Yeah,
dude, it's 'cause-
exactly,
It's
exactly.
because we've recorded with so many people back in the day. It's like
I know.
There's a very few amount of them that really stick out and like really like I still to this day remember this point where we made like a collaboration event on our channel where we're like, oh yeah, you guys send in your gameplay and we'll give you exposure and like we're gonna upload all these videos. And like there was this one guy in particular, I don't remember like any of his videos. I have no idea if he's still making videos or at all, but his name was like Purple Pants or something. Like, do you guys remember that? Is anyone?
Why does it sound familiar?
Exactly, that was
Maybe.
on ASF, Purple Pants. He goes. That was like 2010, dude. That was like 2010. He just goes in, makes some Call of Duty videos, and it was like 3 or 4 of them. And he was a beast. Like he was killing it. He was seen being such a monster in Call of
That
Duty.
would have been. I think that would have been right before me and Zach, right? Or was that
Might
right
have.
around.
I'm not sure.
maybe.
I'm trying to remember. The timeline is. We are in the dankest timeline. Like.
Oh, jeez, man. Our timeline is something. All I know is that I've lost so many games of competitive everything that I'm basically a nobody now, and it's just I gotta accept it. I just gotta accept it, and like that's what it is. You
That's
move
why for
on.
me, like the single player grind for stream is fucking where I'm at right now. Just because I feel like it's so much more chill and way more like I'm not angry or frustrated and like I don't know. Like I feel like it's just better for me in like an entertainment sense. I feel like.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Like me, I try to compete too much, and I feel like with the amount of people that are also competing, I don't have very good odds, and I don't give myself that that leeway. I don't give myself that respect of being like, yeah, I'm not gonna win. You know, like the chances of me succeeding are extremely low. And I think a lot of that came from just in general, like the success that I've seen on YouTube and like other games and like speedrunning and stuff is that like that was like a tiny bit of success that maybe I shouldn't have even got because a lot of it is like attributed to luck in some way or another. And
Right.
like I go and I force that upon myself and like that's my expectation now. It's like that's my bar. And then when I go and I play the most competitive video game in the world, Dota 2, I end up getting destroyed. And like I mean I end up
We'll call it a tie. We'll call it a tie.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
most competitive game in the world.
A tie, sure. I mean, I don't even think it compares.
I mean, I play the other one, and I look at the prize pool difference. That's all I gotta say.
I know they make so much more money. It's dumb. Like it's actually dumb.
If you look at the top esports earners, the top 60 of them are all Dota 2 players.
People
single
love throwing
one.
their money at
There's
Dota.
two
I don't know
of them
what
that
it
are
is,
from Fortnite.
bro.
There's two
It's
of them that are
crazy.
from Fortnite just because of that one tournament.
Yeah,
But,
because the crazy fucking tourney they had.
Well, no, they have it every year. Every single year is the international.
What, World
championships.
Cup?
It's the international championships.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
it's
yeah.
called. It's called TI, and they've had it 9 years running. And every year the prize pool is higher than the one before because the way that they do it is it's not just money given from Valve. It's crowdfunded. So everybody
True.
who buys items during that time, anybody who buys levels in their battle pass, anybody who has any sort of transaction on that game, it goes 25% of it goes straight to the professional players. And
I like that it's everything. In League, they get close. It's only one skin. They'll do like a skin for Worlds, and it's only like the proceeds of that skin. If it was everything, Jesus Christ, that'd be nuts.
Yep.
I like your approach. I like that approach better, actually.
For sure. And like the bracket's a lot more forgiving because
Yeah, I like your guys' bracket.
I know
like
that it's like best of ones, like elimination out the wazoo for League, and I'm like, how does that, like, how do you guys have enough teams to like actually support that bracket? Because like, isn't everybody just like eliminated in a day and that's it? Like, what the hell?
Not necessarily. Like there's the play, not necessarily the play-in stage, but group stage, where there's 4 groups and there's 4 teams per group, and you'll play. Everybody plays each other.
Okay, so it's round robin.
It's basically round robin, right? You accumulate your wins, you accumulate your points and everything, and then on the last day, everybody plays. That's all it's streamed that day. It's Group A or Group B, whatever, and then everybody plays each other.
Same as Dota.
Yeah, and the top 2 teams from each group make it up, and then that starts quarterfinals. And the only caveat is you can't play somebody. You have to be on the opposite side of the bracket of somebody, like of the teams that were in your group. Is the biggest thing.
Okay. Because in Dota, there's upper bracket and lower bracket. Once you make it into the top 18, you're in the money. So no matter what, if you've made it there, you're getting 6 figures for the team. So that's just like 20K for each individual player, which that's pretty good, for a year's worth. That's like, okay, you actually walked away with some money. But
Right.
if you didn't even make it in, you're screwed. You get nothing. But
Yeah.
the second you make it into top 16, it's insane. Like literally, like the jump from 16th to 18th is probably the biggest jump out of any like competitive sports. It's like
Missing
20
the mark that short can cost you
Exactly.
so much money. Yeah.
It's like 100,000 for 16 for 18th place, and it's like 500,000 for 16th. It's crazy.
That's still so much money. I actually really like that. I like
it's
that a lot.
insane. And it's a huge incentive. So that's why
Yeah.
like the game itself is so damn competitive. Like, oh my.
Everybody wants to secure the bag. That's what we're here for.
That's what it is. That's what.
Now,
it is.
one thing I learned, one thing real quick about this that you might find interesting that I just learned about League. So I don't know if the TI does this, like the winner of the TI for Dota, but the winning team of Worlds, they get a skin line. That's basically like their champion's skin. They pick it. It represents like them and the team, yada yada. I recently learned that League champion or like League players that retire can stay fucking rich because they make residuals off of those fucking skins.
That's pretty sick.
That's actually nuts to me. I can't even imagine how much money some players have made. Like, there's some players that have won 3 times and have 3 skins. Like,
That's
that shit's nuts.
Because this is the first year that there's ever been a repeat winner, and it was a back-to-back, this team that did it. And their captain basically made 7 figures in a year. $7 million. He's made $7 million in a year from winning both of these tournaments. It's crazy. And yeah, I know. It's like, it's crazy, dude. Those games are ridiculous. They're insane. But let's talk about Zach a little bit, just because like you're on the podcast.
Chat, we're here for Zach.
We got
Everybody
you
thumbs up for
here,
Zach.
this is awesome. Like, how's it been, man? Like, where have you been? Like, what's been driving you? What have you been?
I'll just clear it up that everyone always asks. Yes, this is the real Hippo.
Yep. Yeah, this is
Your voice has not
I know,
changed
man.
in a decade. Like, I don't know
Well,
how
that's
old you
good
were
to know.
back then. You sound exactly the same as you
Yep.
did back then.
Well, I was about 19, 20.
Oh my god. I feel
Been
like a
about-
fucking
been about
baby
7
babu
years.
compared to you.
Yeah.
I remember my
Yeah.
last video I uploaded was about 5 or 6 years ago.
Oh,
Nice.
damn.
And we were making videos before that, so
Right.
Yep.
yeah. So yeah, it's been a long time. It's nice. It's a nice reunion, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Like,
Like the high school reunion kind of thing.
it's cool.
Yeah,
But
it's nuts.
I mean, where have I been? It's mostly doing that normie life. A lot of it. sadly. Not really sadly. I stream every now and then, like trying to, because I love content creation. Like I still always want to be a part of that, but it's just, I always felt that if I couldn't perform my best, I just didn't do it. So I mean, I could even go into like why I quit YouTube and stuff like that.
Yeah, dude, hit
Talk
me
about
with
that.
everything, man. Spill the beans.
You know,
Open
people
your-
love this shit. People are literally sitting there with popcorn, like, tell me, Zach, just tell me.
Yeah,
Better be buttered.
Let it out.
Buttered.
'Cause
Well, I mean,
Hold on,
'cause
because I remember the last video that you ever made with us in a Minecraft video. It was a group recording, and I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was hilarious. But like, everybody else is like, you know, PG channels. Like it's like Captain Sparkles was there. Like it's like all these like channels.
oh yeah, that
Oh,
was like when
shit,
everyone was on
really?
the rise. That's like
Yeah.
Vic, I think, was there.
Yeah.
Like
Oh
a bunch
my
of the
God.
channels that were like on the rise.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
S Sunday when he, I don't know if he
Uh-huh.
still rolls. I
Uh-huh.
don't watch it.
And it was like
But-
some Battle Dome or something, or like some like
Mini
group
game
recording like that. Some
bullshit.
minigame.
Yeah.
And I remember you ended the video by building a massive dick right next to the base, and I looked at it and like it was so
I had to leave a signature.
fucking funny. I could not stop laughing at it. I was dying. And like Rob was so pissed, and like Preston was pissed, and they're like, I don't want to
Yeah.
ever like work with this guy again. Like, how does he not understand like the way that we're working here and like everything? And, like,
Yeah.
it's just like that's so fucking you.
Well-
and I love it. Like it's
So, I mean, you got to remember the when I quit, like really quit making YouTube videos, when I just stopped making videos. You got to remember what the time was. It was when Minecraft was at its getting to be its peak,
yeah,
where if you don't do a Minecraft video, you're not a gaming YouTuber. You're gonna die.
yeah,
And you can look at my analytics back then, where it was like Minecraft views, me trying to do anything else.
oh, dude, everybody. Was
And
like that.
yeah, so it was one of those things where I didn't want to do it for the grind, for the fame. I wanted to do something I enjoyed. And
yeah,
at the time, I just didn't want to be a Minecraft YouTuber. I did not want to be known as that. And obviously, I was never going to be fucking PG. It was never going to happen in life.
yeah, no.
Never happened in
No,
life.
You don't have to censor yourself. That's the thing. Like,
Oh yeah, no, I just feel that
I disagree
another-
with that too. I disagree with that too, with like censoring and stuff.
I don't
It's like
feel
it's
like it
up
needs
to
to be
the
censored.
it's up to the parents to like decide what their kids are watching, and like
Yeah.
if they don't have a proper judge of character when it comes to like the viewing material that they expose their kids to,
It's
that's
their
their
fault.
fucking fault. Yeah.
yeah.
Like if it's like what Jerome always says, and I forget what the quote's actually from, but it's like telling me that I can't eat a steak because a baby can't chew it. You know?
Exactly.
And I think that's like such an amazing expression because it sort of encompasses everything. It's like if I want to say fuck it and like god damn it and like shit, I should do that. That's an expression. That's a normal thing for people to say, you know? Like I mean, maybe I do say it a bit more than other people, which I mean, that's something I'm coming a bit to terms with, is that I'm trying to cut down on it just a little bit, just because yes, you're allowed to swear. Nobody fucking cares, but like I do it way more than like everyone else, and
It shouldn't be every other word.
Yeah, exactly. I just feel like it's almost like me being lazy at this point. So
Plus, it's like it's not even so much about just like ad revenue per se, but now I feel like the big cut of like the check you can get is a lot of like sponsor deals where you just talk about something for like a minute, but there's so many parameters of like you can't swear within like 2 minutes before or after the ad and like shit like that. You have to like adhere it. So the more you make it second nature anyway, the easier it'll be not to break it either.
yeah, but that's understandable because that's within like their rights to ask for that. Like if you're gonna represent a product, they're like able to tell you like what they want you to say and like what they want everything to be.
Right.
I just think it's easier
It
to
comes
not
down
slip up,
to
is the big thing.
like YouTube is your boss. You're required to wear the uniform. You're required to show up at this time. Like they're telling you these rules. If you don't abide by them, it's not going to go your way.
Right.
Like you kind of have to follow what they're telling you.
Right.
And they're telling you it's like you're not going to get ad revenue if you don't do this, and this.
So Zach,
it's
let me
like,
ask you
they're
this.
kind of been for it.
Let me ask you
Yes.
this. What was like the nail in the coffin? So I know you said, you didn't want to do Minecraft and you were like, I'm going to put this dick here and say sayonara. Like what was there like a moment or was there something that happened like in the space and the scene or
It wasn't really a moment per se.
Mhm.
It was more of not a culmination is a good word. It was more of a, I can see the end of the trail when I'm at the beginning of it. I know where this is heading. and I don't want to be a part of it. I know what is at the end, but I don't want to go along that journey because at the end, will I be happy? I know if I sat down and grinded videos, I could probably be like, up there and stuff like that because, people enjoyed and like, I did not want to make that myself. I felt it was not true to me. And the solo videos alone is also just not true to me. Like you guys have known me left. I react with you guys. I'm not good solo. Like I'm more playing off people. I can read a room well.
That's what Mitch said actually. He's actually in the very same vein as you. It's interesting.
Like I can't be like, hey guys, this is episode 17 of the Minecraft Let's Play.
17? Dude, you're not going anywhere. That's some rookie numbers. You gotta get those numbers up. Episode
I'll be happy if I can get to
117. There you go. 117.
I don't think I got to 9, okay?
Yeah.
I don't think I got to
dream.
9.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where, and like I'm even gonna go back to like the resurgence of Minecraft, but like just Minecraft then was like that was the game, and Fortnite was the game, a year ago. If you aren't doing Fortnite videos, you weren't making anything.
It's still like that, but yeah.
Fortnite still kicks everything's ass.
But like you see what I mean? Like it's just the ever growing YouTube.
And Minecraft's actually back now.
Yeah, that's why.
Very much.
And that's why, like, because it was also like when I quit, it's my turn for a cat.
Oh, there we go. It's the cat cast.
I'm gonna put you on the bed.
I don't have a cat. I'm missing a cat.
That is Tugboat. She's a queen.
Aw, Tugboat.
I like that. This is Hubert. Little Huey.
But when I quit, like Twitch was nowhere near what it is now either. And I always kind of thought Twitch was better because I felt that you could kind of be more. You're the personality, not the game. A lot of time back then, people were tuning in for the game. They didn't give a shit about the personality, what was behind. Yeah. They just wanted content. They want Minecraft. They want to watch Minecraft.
Yeah, they wouldn't follow the guy, like the person.
Yeah. They just wanted that person needs this entertainment right now. And with Twitch, you're there for the personality or the personality.
That's like variety streamers. I have so much respect that like they have like tuned and taken care of their audience, I guess, to the point where like they'll play most things and their viewership doesn't dip much regardless.
You're there for the name, not the game.
Exactly.
And I always loved that idea. And I wanted to get into Twitch streaming and like get more into it and everything and kind of be a part of it. And due to like life stuff, because I was moving around a bit and had some roommates and I felt I couldn't put in my all. I'm not someone who could just turn on a webcam while shit's going on in the background, stream for an hour and call it quits. I'm someone that will put in production. I want everything to look good. I'm going to put time into this because I feel like it's a show.
You're the anti-scuff that we need.
Yes. Like I feel like I should put on a show for people. Like I feel like I'm entertaining them when I'm doing Twitch versus YouTube, which is you're just tuning into another chapter. Like it's just another page of a book. You're not there for the book. You're just another page.
That's really interesting because I have the absolute like antithesis of that. So like I have the complete opposite reaction. Like I like the way that I see YouTube is that it's there forever. People can always go back and watch it. So it's like you can sort of work on that and make it like well produced and like very attractive with its thumbnail and like the content speaks for itself. $5.55 donation by Minnie Nuchem says, okay, we're gonna hear it in a second, but
question, are you all gonna actually play Mick later?
Mick
also, if Mitch gets ASF,
I
do you consider recording COD with Jerome and posting for us long-time fans?
They heard it.
Yeah, they heard it. So they basically asked if we're going to be playing Minecraft later. Probably not, if I want to be completely honest.
I was going to ask you your opinion on about Mitch's offer, if you were going to be down.
Yeah, it's a maybe. It's definitely a maybe. It's just that like I would like to know like what, because that looked like it sort of blew up like on Twitter. Like it looked like a lot of people were reacting.
People taking notice.
I mean, it's not really up to me. It's more like if everybody's down, I'm not going to say no, but like it's sure. We could do that. It could be fun. As far as ASF goes, It's not looking good. YouTube sucks. Like they are so
Mitch is
shitty.
trying. He's really trying, but like they're not throwing.
This is not the first time that he's ever tried to get the channel back, guys.
Yeah.
And like it's not gonna happen. Like these people suck at their jobs. Like it's kind of fucked up, to be honest. To be able to go on the channel, see all the content that we've produced, not be able to associate it with the guy who's fucking talking to him telling them that, hey, somebody maliciously took our channel from us, tried to sell it back to us, and then is like trying to get us to pay $2,000 for it. Like, are you fucking kidding, dude? Like, we're not going to do that. We don't even have contact with the hacker anymore, even if we wanted to, which we're not going to do that. That's fucked up. Like, what would we even do?
Don't negotiate with terrorists.
Exactly. So, like, as far as ASF goes, YouTube really fucking sucks at, like, supporting, like, that sort of thing. Like, I don't know. I think that's their policy, too, is they don't negotiate with terrorists, and if you fucking lost your channel, that's your fault. And, like, I just feel like that's so stupid that they're not supporting that. But, like, what can you do? We'll
what
see
a
what
segue,
happens.
by the way. I was also going to touch on about Twitch versus YouTube and everything, and that I do want to start making content again, and I've wanted to for a little while, but I didn't know how to go about doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And
you bug Matt to make a podcast to say you do it. It worked for me.
It worked
well,
for
I'm living in a, like just like in general life stuff. You know, I was moving around. You know, like I moved to, and in the course of 4 years, I lived in 5 different places.
Man,
so just every year a new.
Nomadic?
Every year,
what do you?
every year was a new apartment, basically, because the lease was
job?
shittier at each one. I basically am a manager at like a family-owned retail, like my mom's. Basically, where I'm at right now is I moved back in with mom because I'm trying to save up for like my own house, own place around here. Trying to be more stationary because I don't like. I'm sick of moving and moving and moving. But so I basically moved back in with her for a little bit and just trying to save up and trying to find some place. But just the housing market is shit over here.
Yeah.
But I'm better living alone because I'm very self-dependent on stuff that I don't want to feel like I have to rely on people. Like, oh, I have to hope this person does this. And I have like bad anxiety a lot of times. So it's like, oh, is this going to happen? Oh, they have drama. I feel like I'm a part of their drama now. So it's like, I like my space.
So your decision with this is to go and start doing collaborative YouTube videos?
No, it's not like that.
Okay.
No, basically what I'm saying is, like I was going back for, I want to put on the best possible show.
Yeah.
Having a roommate, you know, what if they bring their girlfriend home and he starts having a fight? Well, guys, I got to cut the stream because I feel awkward. I'm in that position where they're sitting and screaming and I'm in the middle of trying to stream, play a game, and have fun. And then shit's going on in the background that just takes me out of the mental state.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want that. Or I'm living at my mom's and the internet is so shit that like the quality isn't great uploading and it's sometimes spotty, like with like right now today I had internet issues before going live and everything like that. And it was like not being able to put on my best possible show is really what's kind of holding me back. So getting my own place, establishing solid internet, able to put money and production into a stream, I feel like that'll kind of drive me and make more content and get out there and stream games and basically become an entertainer because I don't know if it sounds pretentious, but I really feel like entertaining is in my blood.
Yeah, you can do it, man. You could definitely pull it off for sure.
Zach, I feel you on a spiritual level on a lot of that shit, actually.
Yeah. See, with me, I feel like, I as far as like being an entertainer goes, it's just like, I feel like I've done it, and I feel like I've seen all sides of it. There's not really anything more that I want to strive towards in terms of being an entertainer. And if I would want to get back to the peak that I was at before, it would require so much work and so much effort that in the end, it might not even be worth it because it is a no guarantees job. And if I end up putting in all this work and then it fails, I'm basically left with all this time that I've wasted and nothing to show for it, which is sort of how I feel with my Dota career, which however as sad it may have been and how tragic it may have been, I still think that as far as like growing me as a person. It's done a great job of like teaching me like what my faults are and like how I could like sort of try to fix that or at least be aware of it. And I think the number one thing is just that I'm a very angry individual.
You?
Yeah.
No. No, I kind of see what you're saying though. Like I kind of feel that on, over the years, stepping away from content creation and streaming maybe every once in a while and things like that, kind of shows of what I want from this. And it really shows of like what my comfort levels are and how well I can process things. Like it's more or less of like when I quit, everyone always was asking me for years, "Hey, do you still talk to the ASF guys?" Hey,
dude, I get that every fucking day. Like
exactly.
I used to get Xbox messaging.
And it's infuriating. It's infuriating.
Yeah.
Like, literally, I see Mitch like every week. Basically, we're hanging out because he just lives in Montreal, and I have him on my podcast last week. I go on Twitch and somebody just mentioned, "Hey, do you still talk to Mitch?" It's like, do I have to have him like literally here with me 24/7? So and like I'll still get those comments like, "Dude, still talk to Mitch." It's like, it's like
because I always
just
tell
heckles,
people,
just heckles all the time.
Like I always tell people, every once in a blue moon, I'll get a message from you or message you, Matt, and if that, and like Mitch and Jerome, it's like they just were so. I don't want to say like they were above me, you know what I mean? Like they were different levels. I'm like, I can't just shoot a message out to Mitch or Jerome and just expect a response back. Like, it's not how it works. I mean, I always thought Mitch hated me for a while. I thought
what?
I honestly did. Like, when I quit YouTube and stuff like that, like, it came across to me that Mitch was upset with me because I feel like I wasted his time because how much he put into me and helped me grow my channel and everything, and I just quit. And I always felt that, like, he hated and like resented me for that kind of, and that always felt bad. Like I always have the respect for Mitch and Jerome and stuff. Like I love the guys, always will, and I just always felt that Mitch hated me.
No, dude, there's
no way.
It's like you gotta look at it from his point of view, and that as far as like working with you and working with me, working with Jerome and working with everybody, you got to look back and see how much he's collaborated and how much work he's put in to like socializing and social networking with people and all this stuff. And you have to think of like, you didn't waste if any at all, if he still has those memories, those good times we had together, and like just being able to like quit your channel and put it to the side and everything. I did the same thing, but I still don't think that like he resents me for it. He has too much on his plate to think of that. He's too busy to hold grudges, like he's not that kind of person. I just think that he's straight up way more focused on like himself and like where he wants to go with his own career to really like do stuff like that and hold it to you, because like it's your life, man. He's not gonna hold you to it. He's not gonna change you. He's not gonna try to change your entire life because of it. He's not like your dad, like or something. I don't know. Like you definitely looked up to him a lot for what he's done to you, and you're very grateful for what he's done with everything. And like in that sense, I could see that you had like a little bit of a disappointing end to the career, and you sort of thought that maybe was projected on him in some way or another, and maybe he said something at one point where he made you think that way. But like for the record, like we can get him in the podcast like right now if you want. We could just like put an end to this all, because like I can definitely tell you that he doesn't think that way about you whatsoever. Like in terms of wasted time, like he's made it perfectly clear to me before, which I told him this. I was like it's like some conversations that we had. I was like, you gotta be more grateful for what I did for you, man. Like we worked together on ASF for like years, and like everything that I did to help you through that was like this huge like boost for you. And if I wasn't there, you wouldn't have anything that you had right now. And he sort of came at me with like, you don't know that, like I could have worked with other people. I could be more successful right now for all you know. And it's like, you have to think of it like, yeah, you're kind of right in that sense, but like we're both coming from different angles here. And the only thing that you can really take away from this all is that hindsight's 2020, and the only thing you can do is learn from like the past, because you're never going to be able to change it. You can't hold grudges, because it's not gonna accomplish anything. There's all the energy that you waste like thinking about grudges and what could have been, and like how you spent your time doing this. It's just more time that you're wasting. Just go do something else. Move on to the next thing. That's what I think. Like every day essentially, and it's like that's what I do with my job right now. Like I would have, like, sticking with my job, I thought of quitting many times, but like I eventually got to a point in the company where I'm like extremely comfortable with where I am, and I love the project that I'm working on, and like the people that I'm with. I'm getting closer to them every day, and like we're playing games together and stuff, and it's awesome. I fucking love my life, and like now I have this side project that I want to do, and it's like you always got to be moving to the next thing. And if you think at any point that like just making content on Twitch and on YouTube and just yourself being an entertainer is done for you, don't look at it in the sunken cost fallacy where you're just like, I've put all this time into, I can't stop now. You can stop whenever you want. You just gotta have something to move on to. You gotta like really think about what you want to do and what you want to move from having all your energy associated in this one spot, and just take it over there, you know, like Patrick said, you know, take all your energy and put it over there, you know, like you don't have to commit to one thing.
I don't think Mitch would ever like feel bad about that. If anything, through you, he may have learned that he has the capacity to do that for someone. That he could be that person for someone and help someone out. And he learned about himself like through you, and learned about things that he didn't realize his effect on people and the people he has in his circle. He may have learned that about himself through you, and I wouldn't ever try to like twist that and make you at fault. If anything, you probably helped him out. You know?
Yeah, exactly. So what do you think of all this? Do you like, is your mind changed at all, or do you still think that Mitch at some point like hated your guts? Because I think that's a very strong sentiment.
I think when I said like hated me, I think a maybe was like a rash word to use. I just initially thought that it was like, I don't know like a good way to say it. Like I'm very bad with words sometimes.
I feel like disappointed. I feel like disappointed would maybe be like,
yeah, like I disappointed.
Like a closer word for that. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, it's very. It's nice hearing these words. Definitely nice hearing these words, and it's making me think a lot more about it and everything, and. I don't know. It's just a lot to think about, you know. A lot to think about.
Yeah, for sure. Let it soak in, dude. Take it all in. Because like I've been down this road many times, and I've talked about this and thought about it a lot. And I'd be like, how would my life be different if I never met Mitch? You know, like would I have taken school more seriously? Would I have taken Dota more seriously? Would I have ever played Dota? Would I have ever started making YouTube videos? What would I have done? Would I have like been a hockey player? Like maybe I played hockey some more. Who knows? The thing is, you can speculate on that all you want. You can look back on it all you want. But the more time that you spend thinking about that and not actually doing something about it, it's just sort of a waste. And like you gotta really like either reflect on it fondly or don't reflect on it at all. Because if you start looking back at things with regret and with like resentment and stuff, it's just a dark road, because it starts feeding itself, and then you start trying to make up for it, and it's like nothing's gonna change the past, so you just have to move on and like go on with the next thing. That's like it's something I've done a million times, and I feel like that's one thing that like it's like one of the better things that I've done. I think back to a quote. This is one of my favorite quotes, and it's literally like 5 words, like it's like 4 or 5 words, and it just sticks with me every time. And whenever I'm feeling sad, whenever I'm feeling angry, whenever I'm feeling depressed, I've always had these thoughts, and this one quote always gets me, and it's crazy. It's just, this too shall pass. That's it. That's the whole quote. This too shall pass. And it's like it just brings the whole world into perspective, because you're like, this too shall pass. That applies to everything. That applies to literally every single thing. It's just, if you look at it in a way that's just sort of, you gotta take a step back and you gotta look at the big picture and everything. It's like, this too shall pass. Yeah, you're fucking right. So I better, get over it and just wait for it and just like let time heals all wounds. You know, that's actually that's another one that I think is really good. It's just that give it some space, give it some time, come back, it'll all be fine, you know, and just like reevaluate a little bit and just do something that you'd prefer doing and just be happy about it. And like, just focus on what makes you happy, and if it's scary, that means it's the right thing that you're doing. If you're scared and if you're nervous, that's a good thing. That means you're heading in the right direction, and don't fucking pussy out. Because I almost did that, and I probably should have done it earlier, but I was sticking on the project for like almost a year, and I was fucking pissed at the end of it, and I was like really, really angry, and I hated my job. And like, I eventually just sat there one day and I was like, I have to do it. I have to stand up and I have to go over there and I have to ask him to switch projects. And I'm like, oh, but what if he says no? Fuck it. If he says no, he says no, and I'll just quit anyways. Like, who cares? So then I collected myself. I talked to him. I'm like, listen, I've been playing this game for like almost 20 years. Like, please put me on this project. I think I'll be a hell of an asset. And he's like, all right, sure. You know, like, I'll talk to your manager about it and see if we can get you changed. Within a week, I was on the other project, and I was like, this is the best decision I ever made. And like, if anything's like making you like nervous or angry, or not angry, but nervous, and like just that's what you want. That means you're in the right. That's like you're almost there. Don't choke, you know, like. And I feel like competitive gaming is almost the same, but I've never really been at that point in competitive gaming, but. It's just, I would love to have like a professional player on this podcast. It's just like talk about like the feelings that everybody gets when they're in the arena, and like when the shit hits the fan and you don't know if you're gonna win and all that stuff. Like, I would love to talk to somebody about that. Who knows? That's for a later podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah. In terms of like the past and like how ASF went and everything, it's just. Mitch is an incredibly ambitious guy, and he's like a shark, you know. Like he's got to move or he dies, you know. Like
that's a good way to put it. Actually, I never thought about it like that.
He bulkheaded his way through a lot of things that he knew what to go towards, and he went towards it.
Exactly, and like sometimes he's so ahead of the curve. Dude,
too ahead sometimes. But was he always thinking forward? He never ever was like. What we should do now is prepare for the future. He always was preparing for the future. For
sure. And like you gotta have like a solid game plan. You just gotta work towards that goal. And that's hard. That's such a hard thing to do. Like, you're literally an entrepreneur, and like nobody teaches you how to do that.
Yeah,
It's like the Wild West. You just have to figure it out and like feel it out. And I feel like he had that from a young age, because. Aside from you, Zach, we're all pretty much the same age, and like knowing that and knowing his headspace and what he was doing and all of that, like, it's kind of crazy. And it's got to be an interesting way to grow up, actually, like being in that spot. Like, I feel like we were in it briefly, but I feel like Mitch, and especially Jerome, and now obviously Matt, but like being in that space, obviously it's not like as crazy as, you know, being a child actor and being looked at like yada yada, but I wonder like how much that influences your adulthood, and like if it's for the better, if people, you know, have a weird way of looking at it as they transition into being an adult, or, you know, I've always wondered how that side of it works too.
Well, basically what happens, and like I could tell you this right now, is that I have a lot of experience with this as well, in terms of like meeting massive success with what you do and like what you love, and just like not being able to cope with like the success that comes with it. Some people fall apart. Like, everybody has their vices. Everybody loves one thing or another that is like their guilty pleasure, and some people become victims of these vices. And it could be gambling, it could be drugs, it could be like sex, it could be anything. And like, I'm not pointing fingers, and I'm not naming names, and I'm not going to tell anybody who's doing what or whatever, but like, everybody's been exposed to these things, and being able to control it is like the number one way of just being able to like get over it and like get through it and get on with your life. And like one of the people that wasn't able to get over it was Kurt Cobain. If you guys know who that is, it was the lead singer of Nirvana, which was a band that unfortunately stopped making music in 1994 when their lead singer shot himself. And this guy had gone through some crazy shit in his life. Like, he was essentially homeless from like very early age, like a very early teenage age, and like his parents didn't give a shit about him, and like he was basically living on the road the whole time. He eventually started a band, found massive success with it, became addicted to drugs, and like if you watch his performances on stage, like he smashes his guitars and he never looks like he's happy. Like he's on top of the world and he's making all this money and has all these fans and everything, but he just hates his life for some reason. And like he could never convey, never get over it, never tell anybody. And the only thing that he could do to ignore it was to take drugs. And those eventually took his life because he became so infected, like enthralled in them, that like when he had to go through therapy, he couldn't live life without them. And like that's like the most extreme example that I could possibly think of just success getting to your head and completely affecting your life in a negative way. Because otherwise, if you can manage your money and like your assets in a productive way and in an intelligent way, which so far I've seen Mitch has done that pretty decently. He's had some few slip-ups here and there with like his house in Florida, but even then I'm pretty sure that once that sells, he'll still get most of his investment back on it. But definitely not an ideal situation for him. But that's like a material thing, you know, like that's not your mental state, that's not your physical state. It's not like he's injured, it's not like he's like he has like a disease or something. Like he's not gonna die, basically. It's just gonna be expensive for him. But as far as success goes, he's really good at it. He's got a good head on his shoulders, and he's
going for the long play. He was like, it's like he prepared, like even back, maybe not so much back then, but like as he got older, it seemed like he prepared that, like, all right, what if this disappeared tomorrow? What do I have set up? Like, what do I have in place? Like he had a game plan for like what ifs and like where to put things, like what to spend money on, like all that kind of stuff. And I feel like a lot of people don't do that because they kind of, like you said, they ride the high, they ride the moment, and it's like an entertainment, and especially in the YouTube Twitch space, which in the grand scheme of time isn't even like a 20-year-old industry yet, it changes so often that it can just disappear in the blink of an eye. And I feel like the people that get by the best are definitely the people who who put their stuff in the right places, and they don't go out and buy Lambos, they don't go out and buy the biggest house. Like they plan for the future to make sure, like, you know, devastation happens, like I'm fine. Like I could retire at this age. Like I have annual income accumulating at this point. Like I feel like a big thing too that must probably go through your mind, I would hope, like as people transition from being younger to being like a young adult in the entertainment and money making and all that industry, basically.
Like yeah, I know exactly what you mean. And it's like it's not just like monetary goods either. It's like the relationships that you build. And like the people that you work with and the people that you know and you talk to on a daily basis and the people you trust. And sometimes it's like you got to be able to like get over like a botched relationship and like a partnership gone wrong or something. And like you can't dawn on it too well, and you can't let it rattle you too much, because I let that happen to me actually back in the day. And I mean, I guess I could sort of talk a little bit about it, but I don't want to go into too many details. But essentially, I feel like at some point or another, one of the main people that I worked with, and I've spoken about this on my actual Twitch stream before, but it's not to too many people, and it's not as much in the private eye as before. And this may get to him at some point, so I'm just gonna say it in a way that like makes it seem as if like I'm over it. It sort of got me before, and I was really mad about it because I really thought that we were closer than that, and I thought that he was a better person than this. But essentially Preston sort of cut me out of all recordings and all like associations with him because of like I killed him in a How to Minecraft episode. And like that seemed like it was it. Like there was no provoking, there's no build up. It was really just, it seemed so out of the blue. He just unfollowed me on Twitter and said, I don't want to do business with you anymore. I don't want to record with you anymore. And like that blindsided me. That was at like the peak of Minecraft recordings. That was back in the Red vs. Blue How to Minecraft season. And like I couldn't believe that, because he was blowing up and he was like getting all these views and everything, and he was like filming videos with everybody. And the second that he blacklists me, I can't film videos with him or anybody that he records with. So that's like a huge deal for me. That's terrible for my career. So like after that happened, I didn't know how to take it, because I couldn't just suck up to him. I'm not that kind of person. And like apologize for what? For playing the game? How is this like, how is this fair at all? And like I looked back to all the times that like we spent together going to TI4, like me driving to like PAX South in Texas from Austin, from his place, hanging out, playing drafts, like just all the time we spent together and hanging out. And he just sewered it, and I couldn't believe it, because he was so like distracted by his own success, and he just tossed me to the side like that, and I just felt so disrespected. And I really didn't take it good. I didn't take it well at all, and it sort of sent me into a spiral where I couldn't trust anybody after that. And I couldn't see somebody new and be like have the same, like, yeah, we could film together, that's cool, it's all like that was everything that I had before, was just my charisma and my ability to like make friends with everybody. And I feel like I'm slowly starting to bring that back out of me, but like at the time that was devastating. I couldn't believe it. It was really insane. I didn't understand it whatsoever. It was so from left field. And like the amount of success that he's seen since then, I don't even know how I would be able to like confront him about this, because it's just he would seem like, oh yeah, sorry bro, I didn't mean it like that. And then it's just, where did those years go for me? You know, like this was an enormous blow, and like one of the main reasons why I haven't been recording videos with people. So it's like it's so insane to think that like a drop in the puddle can cause these huge tsunamis that just can completely wipe away all of these years of work that someone could put in. And like it's just like a tiny pebble can start an avalanche. It's crazy.
And plus they probably didn't think about it. They probably didn't think about like when this happened, that like to them it's just like, yeah, like they basically, to you, like sort of like affected you outside of just making videos of the internet. Like you as a person probably just struggled to trust people in general. Like, how do you know this person's not going to drop me? How do I know if they're fake? How do I know if they're real? Like, I feel like it's just using so
me. Like it's felt like I felt so used.
Right, and it's like they do that to you, and they may not even know. But it's like, it just seems so crazy to me to not like talk it out, explain it. Like if he's gonna do that, then I guess you can't stop him at the end of the day if he really wants to. But like at least give a fair answer. Like explain yourself, show your work. Like don't let somebody walk away from that feeling so like worse than what they are. Like if you don't like the situation, at least take care of the situation, not just cut it with a fucking hacksaw. You know, like it's not fair to you.
Because all it takes is, oh, I'm never playing with him again. Record somebody with us. Hey, let's invite him. No, he's a jerk. I really don't want to invite him. Oh, really? And then like they go at it, and then it's like, oh, okay, then we won't invite him. And then you don't even get thought about invited. And then all of a sudden you're dropped entirely. So it's just they don't understand the snowball effect that a lot of stuff can occur with.
Yeah.
And it just, they don't have it. And so like maybe a week after, it's just like, oh, I didn't even really, take it that seriously. But they don't know how serious the repercussions are. People don't understand how bad it can be for the other party.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
No, absolutely.
Simple as that. And in their mind, they're not even doing that much damage. In their mind, they deserve it. And it's like, I find that's crazy how somebody could be so shallow. but just like, but even then, like I feel like I may have done that to other people in the past as well. So it's like, who am I to say? I could just be a giant hypocrite right now. Which even then, like, this is the whole reason why I try to ignore this event, because I just want to move on with my life and just want to move on to bigger and better things. Because the more that I think about it, the more that I like start to realize that it's completely out of my grasp. You know, shit happens. You know, like you really got to think about who you trust and like who you want to talk with and all this stuff. And like if something bad happens, you got to get over it, because this too shall pass. You know, like the time goes on, you got to keep moving forward. And like, it's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get. It's about how hard you can get hit, you know, and just keep moving forward. That's another quote. It's like, there's just so much shit that goes down to people on a daily basis that's worse than what I've been through. And it's just, I have to be grateful for what I've already experienced, you know, like what I've seen, where I've been. And I got to just take that in stride and just move on. Because I don't want to start again. If I keep going, then I'm just going to fall victim to the same traps that I set for myself before. And then where do I end up? You know, I end up with like no job. I end up with like less viewers. I mean, who knows? It might not be the right move, which is why making a podcast like this is something I've never done before, which I'm really excited about. And like, I'm actually super like energetic during this, and I'm like, I'm down. Like when we say these things, like it's content for people to view. And like, I'm curious to see what the VODs get. And I'm curious to see like where this, like if people are going to share with their friends, or if people are going to like spread the word, be like, oh yeah, I remember these guys, or like, look at these guys. These were like these were like the B team, you know, like they were like the guys that everybody called when they needed help, and they were always there because that's who they were. And then they were just used and thrown to the side because that's how people treat people like that. And it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad, man. Like honestly, but it's just the way life works, and you gotta roll with the punches, man. You gotta do what makes you happy, and try not to hurt other people in the process.
Speaking of things that make you happy, real quick, they didn't dono for it, but I'll make an exception because they said lighten the mood, and I think this might help. Ask Zach about the Nerf football. You want to talk about the Nerf football?
I can't do the Nerf football anymore, dude. It's like a windsock down there. Nothing goes in or out very well.
Do you want to explain Nerf football to those in the class who may not be aware? The uninitiated who have not been introduced to the Nerf football.
It's been so long, I don't remember a lot about the bit, but it was like, oh, to shove a Nerf football up your ass or something like that. I don't remember the bit very well. I don't
like the kid with the remote when his mom canceled his WoW account, like that video from like forever ago.
It was something like that. You want to hear a funny story?
Hit us with it. Let's. Did
I ever tell anybody about the Minecon, the Ghost Minecon I went to?
The Ghost Minecon?
No.
You guys remember when Minecon was down in Orlando?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a great story. So, you guys might not know this, but I live in Florida, and I've lived there pretty much majority of my life and everything like that. Some odd years ago, it was like the second or third Minecraft. It was held in Orlando, Florida, on International Drive. I very fucking specifically remember. And I've been to that convention center before because I've gone to conventions down south there, like MegaCon, some other like anime conventions, comic book conventions. I've been to a bunch down there, so I'm familiar with it. So I'm like, oh, cool. I start messaging people, Twitter. This is when I was like, still part of the scene stuff, like the Jolly Old Brits. I still talk to Will sometimes.
That's sick.
Old Bill Warlow.
Yep. Out in Amsterdam.
Yep. And like I still talk to them, but like I message them like, oh. Let's meet up and stuff. And I even messaged you guys like, hey, let's meet up sometime. I'll be driving down. I won't be able to stay like the whole weekend, but I'll be driving down, visit some friends. I can stop by.
I feel like I
remember
that.
Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah, we'll meet up. We'll hang out. It'd be great. So I'm driving. I hung out with my friends, my own personal friends. They live like an hour away. Sorry, about an hour or two away.
Sorry, we just got a $25 donation by Q
Lavier.
Oh my god.
Please never stop this podcast. Thank you. That's a huge donation, man. That's the biggest we've ever gotten. Thanks so much.
Can't stop.
That's massive.
Thank you.
I super appreciate that. We super appreciate that.
That is going straight to blow and hookers.
Oh, anyway, yeah, dude, blackjack and hookers. That's gonna be our next thing, man. Yo, we're gonna
go to my electric bill.
Let's go to gas in the car, man.
Gotta get me some chicken nuggets from the groceries. I'll be back.
Half of that's lunch, half of that's electricity.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm driving down south, and I have to go visit my friends, hang out for a while, and I'm start messaging people. I message you, Matt, specifically. I know I messaged you. I message maybe like Mitch or Jerome or something like that, and I message the Brits, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna come. I want to hang out. While Minecon's going on, we'll meet up, hang out. It'd be great. So I'm driving, and I message. No response. Okay, maybe they're busy doing something. 30 minutes later, message again. Hey, where you guys at? Where can I meet up with you? No response. So I'm like, okay, this is fucking weird. All right. So I get to the convention center. I find a parking spot. I walk like 15 minutes because it was like all packed and everything like that. And like all the cars are parked. I walk there. It's a fucking ghost town. And I'm like, what? Am I in the right spot? And I'm looking around, and there's Minecon posters everywhere. Like, panel over here, panel over there, Minecon stuff. I'm like, where the fuck is it? Is it dead? Is it closed? I'm like, no, it's only like 7:30. I'm like, the con doesn't close already. This thing runs till late at night. People party and stuff like that. So I'm like, what's going on here? So I'm messaging. No responses. I'm like, what's going on? Do people go back to the hotel? What's going on? Come to find out, almost every single person at the con went to Islands of Adventure. The moment I showed up, everyone loaded onto a bus, drove to a theme park where there was no signal, and I was just in a ghost town with just a fucking janitor sweeping up and like 3 little kids running around. And I'm sitting there like, what? And then they're like, oh, we're at Islands of Adventure. I'm like, when are you going to be back? I don't know. And I went, well, this is awesome. So I hung out for an hour. An hour by myself.
Oh, bro.
Just sitting there. And I'm like, well, maybe they'll come back. Maybe they'll shoot me or something. Maybe hang out. Nothing.
Maybe hang out.
I'm like, well, I message him and I go, well, I'll message him. Maybe they'll respond or something like that. Like I said, hour later, nothing. So I'm like,
I remember this. I feel like I remember this.
I'm just gonna drive back, and literally,
remember being at Island of Adventure is what you remember.
30 minutes out, it was 10 something. It was by the time I got there, it was like, about 9 o'clock at night, something like that. And I'm hanging out for an hour, so it's like 9:30, 10:30, like it's late, and I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna drive. So I'm driving back now, half an hour. To where like my friends were staying, where my stuff was, and I'm like, half an hour. Oh, hey, we were in Islands of Adventure. We just got back, and it's like 11 o'clock now, and I'm like, are you serious? And then most of it was, oh, we're really tired. We're gonna go to the hotel room. Do you still want to hang out? And it's just like I was so devastated and upset. It was the worst. It's funny now. I'll tell you that. It's really fucking funny that I just went to the Ghost Minecon.
Comedy equals tragedy plus time,
Yeah, I just picture me just like, welcome to Minecon, me sitting there in a fucking tumbleweed just like blowing by.
I know, I just imagine you with
my phone
with a backpack, like looking around, wide-eyed, ready to see everybody. Tumbleweed comes by, you're like, guys.
And just like one of those like transitions where he's just sitting there, and like you see his head shaking really fast because the video is sped up, and you just see the sun just
he gets a time lapse
just go across the sky like, really quickly, and then like the stars come off, and then the sun comes up again in the morning, and he's still there, he's still like on his phone.
You see all the leaves fall off all the trees. It goes to winter, like
it's in the convention center, snow on me and everything. Leaves everywhere, and a janitor blows all the leaves away. I pictured it was a smash cut where I'm sitting there like, where is everyone? Smash cut to like you and Mitch on a roller coaster. Smash cut back to me.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's what I pictured. Yeah, that was that was a very funny experience. It was heartbreaking back then.
Yeah, that's insane.
Oh man,
that's actually so tragic. Because like, wow, what could we have done, right? Like, there was no service there.
It was just like the worst possible timing.
Yeah,
it was absolutely the worst, and it was the Minecon when like Minecon was big. There was almost every Minecon YouTuber, like every YouTuber was there basically. Like all like the big Minecraft YouTubers were there. and everyone just went to Islands of Adventure. Had a great time. Had a great slushy or something. I don't know.
Shit, man. I'm sorry. I'm so fucking sorry, man. Like I don't know what to say.
Fine.
Like
the
only thing is like maybe you could have come a bit earlier, but like even then, like we can't really blame you for that. Who wants to fucking spend all day at Minecon?
I can't. No. Yeah. I mean, there's I could not tell you all the thoughts that went through my head while driving home. Just of like, what could I have done? Could I have done something better? Those fucking assholes.
Yeah.
Like every thought went through my head.
And in protest, he got some chalk and he threw a giant dick in the parking lot of mine.
Yeah.
I just turned on my GPS in my car and just drove around the town to draw a giant dick. That's how big it was. So that's my Minecon story that I love because
I've never heard that before.
How long have you been sitting on that? How long you been
I love
like what 2013? Like was that 2013 or 14?
I can look it up exactly when it was. Hold on 1 second. Minecon Florida date.
Matt, you see my Discord message?
Nope. I'm clicking it right now. But like you gotta understand that the second I click it, the fucking everyone's face cam gets lost. So
true.
How important is it?
You don't have Discord on your phone?
2013.
Oh, yeah, actually, I have my phone on me. Is it important?
It's just something that came to mind that just quick glance at it would maybe mean a lot. That's all I'm saying.
All right, give me a moment, boys. I gotta
if it wasn't worth telling you to check, I wouldn't tell you to check. All right.
Yeah, no, it was 2013.
It's 2013.
November
Jesus.
7th or 8th, 2013.
I was a junior in high school in 2013. My God.
I was 19. I just graduated the year before.
Damn.
Wait, 2013? Yeah, 2012.
Chat, y'all having fun? How you doing, chat?
It's like cold, so I got like a cramp in my side.
You mean me to rub that out for you?
Yeah, right here.
All right, sick.
Pat it out. But yeah,
Pat that out. I should have rephrased.
it's been a hell of a wild ride these last couple years.
Also, since people keep asking, we addressed it once, but we'll say it again just in case, because there's like 50 people here now instead of like 15. Last week did not get recorded, which is very unlucky. We're very upset about it, honestly, because it was awesome, and we got so much stuff out there. We had so much stuff to talk about. But it's basically in the ether. It is just really just gone. There's 2 clips from it that are small things. But we have taken precautions this time that Twitch should archive it. We have, I think, at least one person in chat recording it. I think Matt also has his own. Yeah, Matt has his own local. So basically, it's just a little time capsule that was like the lost first episode that like you had to be there.
Episode 0.
Yeah,
episode 0.
Episode 0,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, absolutely. So, all in all, though, we've taken precautions this time for those who can't stay. Different
Don't
time
ask
zones,
how we
yada.
fucked up that bad. It's just literally like it's the 777 podcast. Like it's scuffed as fuck. You guys
It's
gotta.
scuffed.
You guys. Anything involving me is just gonna be a disaster. It's really.
We're trying to balance out Matt's scuff because me and Zach like putting on a show, but my God, it's a lot. Like the scale has been tipped onto the Matt side of scuff.
It's really
We try
hard
to
to
fight
control
it.
this hurricane over here. Like, it's just coming in, just fucking shit up, and then like these guys are trying to like keep everything on the shelves, and like all the windows are being blown out, and they have to board them up, and it's just me destroying everything. Like, we can't get sponsored anymore. Like, fuck,
Yeah.
what is this guy doing? Like, it's brutal.
Scuff Sauce Films.
Scuff City, yeah, Scuff Sauce Films, yeah, awesome Scuff Films.
Yo, thanks for the follow, Bearded Virgo. What's up, man? Welcome. On a lighter note, have you guys looked into or participated or watched or any of the Disney Plus madness that is happening right now because it just came out today?
I don't know what that is.
I have seen a little bit about it. I know some friends were trying to like, oh, here's a thing you can do to like with Hulu and everything like that.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about it. I've heard some stuff about it. Enlighten us.
Basically, it's like $8 a month, $7 or $8 a month, and it's Disney's Netflix. It's like this giant fucking archive of literally everything that they have and everything that they can put out there and not give it to Netflix to do anymore. It's just this giant thing. It's fucking broken day one. Like, half of it doesn't work. Sometimes the video plays, but the audio doesn't play.
Damn.
There's stuff that they can't get back from Netflix that they still have rights to. And I think it was trending on Twitter that it just, like, wasn't working. And it was just, it's kind of nuts. I don't know about you guys. I'm excited to watch the old Disney Channel just bullshit that I grew up on.
Do they have the Disney Channel original movies?
Yes, dude. They got
Can
Luck of
I
the
watch
Irish.
Alley Cat Strike?
Maybe. They have Xenon, they have Luck of the Irish, they have Halloween Town.
Okay, Halloween Town's Redemption. All right, you sold me.
They got Halloween Town. They got all of them, bro. They got Kim Possible. Chad, I know y'all love some Kim Possible, all right? That's how you fell in love with either a redhead or a goth girl when you were in high school. Don't even lie. Facts.
Everybody wants a big titty goth.
Maybe if I ever decide to start watching shows again, I'll consider it. I basically only watch like 2 shows, South Park and Rick and Morty, and I still haven't even seen their debut, so no spoilers, please.
Not gonna spoil it. I saw it, but I'm not gonna spoil it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's on what?
I know
it's on Adult Swim.
Yeah,
right?
I know I could see it whenever I want. It's just that I was invited to watch it with a friend, with my neighbor, and I didn't get his text in time, and I missed it, and I actually forgot that it existed, and that was really disappointing. So now I just want to like marathon it with him next week. You know, like I'll watch the next episode with him next week before the other one, and then we'll go and like
just back to back it.
Exactly.
There's also The Mandalorian, which is like AAA bajillion-dollar TV show for Star Wars.
I saw the trailer for that, and I'm like, this is a TV show?
What is it?
Like that, yeah.
What is it?
So, like, the long and short of it is, like, you know, Boba Fett, like Jango Fett from Star Wars,
Yeah.
like, even a little bit.
The best.
So, you go back far enough, like, basically, the lore is, like, the greatest, you know, soldiers to ever live, like, the greatest race of, like, basically the Spartans of Star Wars, right? We're the Mandalorians. And it's basically the first time we're seeing real content, like, about them and what they were about, how sick they were, and the inner workings of how they were. And they basically look like they just threw infinity money at it, like, straight up. Like,
They threw fuck you Disney money at it.
yeah, they threw like Disney money in the fire, just let it burn up into content like money. Like, it looks pretty sick.
Like, I'm not super into Star Wars. Like, Star Wars is kind of cool,
Mhm.
but like the idea of like the Mandalorians is like what has me interested. Because like literally, besides Jango and Boba Fett, it's all just been books apparently.
Yeah, which a
And,
lot of
like,
books aren't canon anymore either.
No,
Like, they-
apparently, ever since Disney took it over, they basically hard said the films are the only canon. So any books and anything else was not canon, or something like that.
yeah, they're also making an Obi-Wan show with Ewan McGregor coming back as Obi-Wan, which is also kind of nuts.
Because I think they said anything that was like animated or live action is canon. Nothing, no books. So,
Yeah.
like, both Clone War shows.
I've seen like plenty of books that are just completely fictional, like a zombie, like Star Wars or some shit like that, and I was like, this isn't canon at all, like that, right? And on the cover it shows like a stormtrooper with like blood all over him and stuff. So like, there's plenty of fiction that they've written in their universe, and it's definitely not canon, but.
It was basically like, I think it was right as Disney acquired them. It's like, all right, Rebels, Clone Wars, and the movies. That's all you get. Like, that's pretty much what the cutoff was. And then, like, the games weren't canon anymore, and, like, the actual novels, not just, like, comics and stuff, but, like, the dedicated novels weren't canon. Like, they cut a lot of it out. The thing is, for me, like, I'm just kind of over Skywalkers in Star Wars. Like, I think I'm interested.
The universe is so vast that they just keep focusing on this Jedi. And like that's what people want because
it's 9 movies about one family, like that has ruined the fucking universe. Like I'm really
half
interested
a family. Let's be honest, it's like half a family.
Like I'm so interested in the Mandalorian because it's not a fucking Skywalker story. It's in the world, but it's not about them, and that's why I like Rogue One so much too.
I love Rogue One. People hate Rogue One. I'm like, it's a great, solid story.
Yeah, and there's so much urgency. There's so much pacing. They never waste any fucking time in that movie. They get from point A to B to C like so fast.
Rogue One was never intended to be Schindler's List. Like, it's not going to be some like epic Gilgamesh masterpiece.
Right.
It's just a little side pocket story.
Plus, it's a lot like Halo Reach. Like, we know what the ending of that movie is.
Yeah, we know.
Like,
know what going into it. We know what the outcome's going to be. Literally, in like a movie beforehand, they're like, there were no survivors or something bullshit like that. It's like, they like sacrificed everything to get through. So you watch Rogue One and you're like, okay, so I know what's going to happen, but I want to know this journey.
Right.
That's what I love about it. And like with the Mandalorian and stuff like that, like watching the prequels and like the regular series like a long fucking time ago, like Jango Fett is one of my favorite characters. Boba Fett is actually pretty boring.
He didn't do anything.
He didn't do anything. He tripped into a Sarlacc
honestly,
pit.
he looks cool.
He looks cool.
That's the only reason he has survived and been this like relevant is because his reputation when they like talked about him.
Mystery.
Yeah, and he looks cool, like straight up. That's it. Like he's a great action figure. Like,
and that's the best part is like because you got to remember too. It's like Boba was just kind of like his background is really cool, but like Jango's even worse. Was it Jango or Boba that was like raised as a slave and escaped and I love the idea that Jango Fett is the clone. He is the original clone.
Yeah, he's the clone. They're all based on him.
How did he get to be like that? How did he rise to what he was? And like his
Mandalorian history. Like
it's just history.
Right.
That's what makes me excited about the show.
Yeah. Plus, it's free. I don't have to pay for it. My girlfriend wanted to just do it. She gave me the password. I was like,
any cancer sticks? No, I don't. You don't want to sell me any cancer sticks. I don't want to sell you any cancer sticks. You want to go home and rethink your life. I want to go home and rethink my life. It's my favorite quote from any Star Wars ever. It's from right at the start of episode 3? No, Clone Wars. Right at the start of Clone Wars when they're in the bar and they're like looking for like they're just like looking for somebody, and I think Boba Fett was in it, right? Like in that scene, maybe not. But basically they tried to assassinate Princess Amidala with the little, what are they called? The centipedes or whatever.
You're doing great, honey. You're doing great.
It's great. It's great. I fucking love Star Wars. I want to go and see a Star Wars guy.
I love Star Wars.
It's so good. I don't know. I'm just trying to be part of the conversation. Fuck.
Yeah. Attack of the Clones. It was episode 2 when that happened.
That's right. Yeah, and then he goes, I sense danger. And then he like basically comes within an inch of killing her with his lightsaber, but then he saves her because he's just really precise with his saber.
Pretty much, yeah. Episode 2 is the one I remember the least, honestly. It's just fucking...
Yeah.
Just brandishing his saber in her bedroom.
Yeah. All I remember, like, about number 2 is the freaking, like, gladiator fight that they have.
Yeah, if you try to watch that now...
The big old pit. It was great.
Like, how long ago have you watched that fight? How long have you seen the gladiator fight from episode 2?
Release? I saw it when it came out. That was it.
Zach, I want you to, like, after this podcast... Just fucking go look up the clip of that fight and I want you to look at how just well that is just aged. It looks like it was just filmed yesterday, man. I promise.
Which one? Which one are you talking about?
So in episode 2 at the end, there's a giant like gladiator, like Roman gladiator style arena. It's just
that scene was awesome. And then he kills Boba Fett, right? Or Jango Fett?
Yeah. It's the Jedi slaughter.
Yeah, that was sick. That was real sick.
It was insane.
They baited them there with the princess and everything, and then they were like fighting the monsters, and the monsters were super fucking cool beforehand, remember? Mm-hmm. And like there was like the 3 different ones. There was the like the snake looking one or whatever. There was 3, right? What were the 3 monsters that were there? There's the big charging rhino guy. There was the one that was like crawling up the pillar that she was on, I guess. I don't know.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, but this is like the most like specific thing for anyone to remember about episode 2.
Well, it's because it was fucking sick. It's just like they put all their CGI budget into those monsters, and they just got it. That was it. That was the scene that you saw. And
but
when
basically,
you're a kid, you're like, whoa.
If you go back and watch that scene. If you go back and watch the scene now, it's just people walking in slow motion at nothing, swinging like in like a bat. Like it's literally all it looks like.
I live for the non CGI, just the background, the pre-edited footage of just people in front of green platforms and green just swinging at the air. Holy shit, is hilarious when they have to act to a ball on a stick. It's a CGI character. Holy shit, that is amazing. I love it.
One of the ones that gets me the most is the Superman one where he just goes, he's just like, I have to go.
My favorite was
it's almost out of context in context. Like it's
so
good. Whoa, wait, we got a dodo.
Earlier, love the podcast.
Sorry about difficult questions earlier. Love the podcast. It's good. No worries, man.
Yeah.
You don't have to apologize to us, man. You don't have to apologize with money. Listen, we'll take your money. All right, listen. Let me be very clear. We'll take your money. Like, we're not opposed, but at the same time, you don't have to apologize for that, man. You're good.
Listen, man, I got kids to feed.
We're just happy. We're just happy you're here, man. Look, I'm a man of the people. That's how it goes.
I got 6 kids, man. Please give me my money.
Please, I literally just fixed my heat today. I'm not kidding.
I gotta go buy more sponsored Doritos.
Show me the damn Doritos. You were hyping them up.
Look at these fucking things. These are crazy.
Thank you, man.
Insane.
Thank you.
Have you ever had these before?
No, I'm a giant raging pussy, and I could not eat that.
Okay, look at the inside of them.
There's such a delay. I'm waiting for this.
Okay. If there's an insane delay, then like you're gonna see what they look like. Like these little dynamite sticks, right? Look how fucking red this thing is. These things are delicious.
Are those just Takis?
I don't
They
know.
look like Takis. Like
They're
actually
amazing though. Like you eat them.
They're just Takis. You're just eating Takis with the Doritos logo.
Are they this spicy?
Yeah, they're hot and spicy Taki.
These are fucking spicy, dude.
See, see, my favorite Doritos. I literally can't find them anywhere. It's a buffalo and ranch one. It's 10 out of 10. It's just the right spice and just the right cool. It's like if you took like buffalo flavored chips and then the Cool Ranch Doritos, mixed them into a bag. It was great.
Bearded Virgo, thanks a lot for the next donation, $5. Good luck with the rest of the podcast, boys. 4
Good
a.m.
luck
for
with
me.
the rest
Need to
of the
sleep.
podcast, boys.
Hey, thank you,
4
Bearded
a.m.
Virgo.
for me.
You're the homie.
Sleep.
Thank you so
No,
much.
you stay
Super
awake.
appreciate that, man. Thank you. That is awesome.
You stay awake.
These are spicy though. I love them.
Rape-
They're delicious.
Rainbow, to answer your question, we basically over here in the good old Midwest, Kona, skipped.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw, brother. We skipped fall straight into winter, and it just snowed already. And our heat was broken for the last week, and it just got fixed today. So it's
You
been
think it snowed?
great. Oh, here we
You
go.
think it fucking snowed?
Here we go. You can't talk to a
fucking
fucking
snowed.
Canadian about this, chat. I did
It
it. I did
fucking
it.
snowed.
I crossed the line. I can't do it.
You know,
it's about to
how
happen.
much? You know how much it snowed?
Here we go.
You
Here we
see,
go.
I have to say it in freedom units.
Make my
2
fucking
feet.
day, Matt.
2 feet of snow.
Already?
1 day, 24 hours, 2 feet of snow.
Bro, it's literally Canada. You shut your damn mouth.
Dude, I had to dig my car out of a spot, and then I digged it back into a spot, and then when I left, I had to dig it out of that spot.
Were you coming out of a hockey game or out of the parking lot of a Tim Hortons? I'm confused.
Yes. Yes.
Listen, here in the good old U.S. of A., all right? You fucking Canadians can't bitch about this because you've done it your whole life. You got to be used to it by now.
No,
It's
I'm just saying you can't bitch about it because you don't know what the fuck is like, man. Like shit, I'm so lucky to have like my shovel in my car. Like I literally left it in my car for the entirety of fall, summer, and spring. And people, I got shit for it because people were like, "Get rid of your fucking shovel." And I'm
I know the joke that Zach's about to make because I know he just said where he lives.
Hey, question.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's snow?
It's that shit you see in Christmas movies, Zach.
The last thing we've gotten here in Florida was some slush 3 years ago, and they shut down the roads.
Yeah,
Bro.
and I saw pictures of that.
There ain't an ice
Armageddon, dude.
They don't know what to do when the ice freezes. They have no idea. They drop sand everywhere because that's all we got. There's no salt.
No salt.
No salt. None. Just fucking clay and dirt everywhere on the roads. And there's not an ice scraper in this state. Good luck. Walmart don't sell them. Target don't sell them. You
Got an
can't get
Amazon
none.
Prime one. Hope it gets there quick
You had
enough.
to take a broom to fucking push the snow off your car.
I
gotta
had
fucking-
3 friends. 3 friends cracked their windshield because they didn't understand that hot water on cold glass breaks.
You got fucking Betty White with an
These
extension
people
cord and a
lost
fucking
their mind during the freeze.
the freeze of Florida.
It's literally, we called it the freeze.
Even though it's probably like 32 on the dot. Like
It was like 12. It was cold.
holy
Dude, I
shit.
saw pictures of that. I saw pictures, I swear it looked like fucking Armageddon. Like, there's cars on the side of the road,
They-
there's fire. And, like, I'm watching it, I'm looking, I'm like,
It's
what the fuck's the issue? And then I see, like,
insanity.
this much snow, and I'm like,
Insanity.
motherfuckers, how do you screw that up that bad? Oh my
Insanity.
god.
Wait, I just realized being like a trucker who clears roads, it can't even really be a profession in fucking Florida.
No, there are no snowplows. Those don't exist.
So alien to me.
There are no snow tires. Those don't exist.
No snow tires yet.
Anything snow related is a myth to us.
Yeah,
dude,
it's a foreign idea.
Wait, Bearded Virgo said at me also received money, by the way, for my donation. Because
he sent that first one. We saw that first one. He said he sent a second, though. If you can check, like, Streamlabs right now, you would be able to see it.
That one went into my pocket.
Yeah, that went straight
Zach
to
scooped
Zach,
it. Zach scooped it, so...
Appreciate it, bud.
I'll check PayPal. I'll check PayPal, too.
We do have ice hockky, but it's fake ice hockey.
What does that mean? You import your ice from Canada?
I'm pretty sure all the ice in Florida is in Pensacola, where the fucking whatever the hell
indoor
team
arenas.
That is.
Indoor arenas are fine.
I'm pretty sure all the ice in Florida is there.
Indoor arenas are hella legit. You know how many indoor arenas we have in Montreal? Like 100. Like literally, we got to play hockey eventually. Like during the summer. Like, come on. Like if we don't, we're all gonna die. We're just gonna have like this. We're just gonna go crazy. We're gonna have hockey withdrawal. You know, those are legit like symptoms, and you don't want to see a hockey player going through hockey withdrawal. He gets really angry and like he just starts shoulder checking people and like
foaming at the mouth.
The retaliations are just so bad, and like you just don't want to mess with it. So you have to give them their indoor arenas. I mean, it works. It's cool.
Bearded, if you saw my name on there, it's probably because it's set up like under my name on the PayPal. But me and Matt do is now that it's set up is basically whatever we make in like a week or whatever would people want to be generous with. I just split it. So the fact that it said my name, I think that's normal. So did you mean to donate? Did you mean to donate twice as a whole? Like because there's two. Like you're good there, but you should be okay. You can DM me or Matt about it afterwards, so we can get it squared out. But there's only two. It didn't like do 3 times or anything. It'll go to like both of us.
Yep. So, I mean, if you want to discuss more about that after the podcast, like you can just tweet at us. Like, you know his Twitter handle.
Slide into them DMs.
Yep. So,
Twitter.com/aka Jackpot.
We've been running this podcast for about an hour and a half. What do you guys want to like? Wrap it up in like
an hour and a half?
Yeah, you guys want to like wrap it up in like another maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes? Because with Mitch, it was like we had an hour before he even fucking showed up.
Yeah, because the bastard did that.
Yeah, it's Mitch time, that's what he does. And like everything after that was just like we had to milk it. It was great. It was gravy, like it was just golden gravy just of content. And then we lost all of it, and fuck, like what can we do? But
oh Lord, she coming.
Oh Lord, she coming. Oh, there's the heckin' chunker.
We're still getting the do the fuck minute, and please bring Mitch in and chat.
People want the fuck minute. All right, I forget how that works on our end, but I know it just means that in the chat, everybody tries to spam fuck as much as possible. Dude, Lavier, there's the $5. Oh, look, it just took 10 years for it to show up.
How big of a
there we go.
I gave it back. It went into my pocket and I gave it back. I felt
he was generous. He was
big generous. Of a dono for another 2 hours. I wouldn't even want to say because like we can't really go.
It might happen.
2 hours.
There are some members in chat, and I will confirm or deny on behalf of Matt. Unofficially called me. I want to pull the curtain back. Matt unofficially referred to me as like do the manager work. So he won't call me that as the title, but like. Come on, chat. We all know. Like I'm a man of the people, right? Like,
yeah, barter. You're doing a lot of the heavy lifting here, and that's really good because I'm lazy as fuck, and I don't get shit done ever. And if you tried to put me in charge of maintaining anything, I hope you don't like it because that thing is not going to work anymore, and it's just going to get neglected.
I've taken on like the pseudo responsibility of like probably looking at chat the most and just trying to like see what people are thinking, the consensus on stuff, and just try to be. I told you, man. I'm fucking man of the people.
Yeah. I've been reading chat too, for sure.
That's one thing. Like I love. Like I'm just gonna kind of circle all the way back real quick.
Oh, underscore, you got it. You guys run ads for a minute, and then you guys all just spam fuck. Oh, that's why. Oh, right. Yeah, because we just spam ads, and then they go fuck. Right.
We don't have ads yet, though. Damn.
No, we don't have ads yet. We're working on that, though.
We're getting there.
What if I just search up like a Cialis commercial on YouTube and put it on my phone? Like I just
Yeah,
do
we
that.
can monetize that. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get some fucking dick pills in here and just. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna have some more of this, some of this deliciousness.
Some dick pills.
No,
Zach, bring it around. Bring it around to your
back
side
around.
of this stuff.
I love Twitch, even though the internet as a whole is a dumpster fire. Let's just start off with
Yes.
that.
Yes.
I love Twitch because I love the social interaction and live action of it. Because, like I said before, I very much I bounce back off people. I mesh well. I can reciprocate. You know, I yes and people all the time. That's all I was. Even
Doritos
back like the
sponsor
old days. Dude, Mountain Dew and Doritos, 10 out of 10. Anyway,
They don't
No.
even have to sponsor us. We're just giving it away for free.
no, like even back in the old days, like all I did was just yes and you guys. Like any bit you guys had, I loved rolling with it.
Oh, dude.
No matter how stupid
It's
or
great
they were.
improv practice, like straight up.
And that's another thing is my state of living and like my friend groups and a lot of stuff like that did not have that presenting mindset and didn't have that yes and mindset.
Doesn't that suck?
Yeah,
It's like they
yeah,
take
yeah.
everything too seriously, like they can't roll with the joke. They just
Yeah.
take it at face. Like I feel that so much because you want to be that way and like have the bounce back and forth. But
And like my mom, she was born in Germany. She grew up in Germany. So a lot of jokes just go over her head. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I told a joke. Just don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And like she's like, oh, sorry, I missed that one. And like it's really funny to me, but it's just like nobody to like riff off of.
Mhm.
And like I'm better riffing off people. So like in general, like I love streaming, even with like if I get 5 viewers, if that, I love it because it's people in chat talking and just responding to them and just
Yeah.
talking with people. And I love that live aspect of it. I love the just the reply back versus YouTube where you don't have to talk to a single damn person.
Yeah.
Yep. Don't have to look at your comments.
Your cats
you
are
just
going
edit
crazy,
it.
by
Like
the way.
Yeah, I know. What the hell are you doing?
Jerome, Wolfos was probably the worst for that. Jerome too, where they're just like they just put a stop to everything. They don't know how true improv is supposed to work. Yeah, I can kind of see that. Maybe not so much for Rob, but definitely for Jerome. But yeah, I could see Rob being like that too, where he's just like he just sort of stops there for a moment and goes, "What do you mean?" And it's like to him that's the joke, right? Where it's like he's kind of like he's trying
he's
to
like
go
a straight
against
man,
it.
sort of.
Yeah,
He
he's
was
trying to like
always,
go
yeah.
against it so that like maybe you get another extra pushback and then it like but the thing is that's not how it works. You got to like create your own thing for it and you got to react to it in a
Right.
certain way. Like I took drama courses when I was a kid and like I was in my my school play in grade 6 and believe it or not, I was the lead and it was a musical.
Oh, we
And-
got fucking
He
big
was
man on
Alice in
campus over
Alice in
here. He was the
Wonderland.
fucking
No,
lead.
I was
He
fucking Joseph.
He was
I
Annie,
was
and everyone was
fucking
really confused.
Joseph. Yeah.
He was,
I was
I got
fucking
to lead
Joseph.
palm tree number 4. I'm the star.
And I had the most amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat you'd ever fucking seen. And I was proud about it.
God
And
damn.
I've memorized
I love to
every last color. It was red and it was yellow and it was green and fucking brown and ochre and peach and ruby and all of it in black and mauve and blue. It was the last one. But like yeah, I loved drama when I was a kid and just it was so cool to like go and like experience that sort of thing and be like an actor of sorts. And then the improv was a lot of fun, but then high school drama was just so much shittier than like a drama class in elementary school. It felt like the teachers were a lot more inspired and they actually like tried to get us to do shit. And the ones in high school were fucking terrible and they didn't give a crap about any of us because they just saw us as these little ratty kids and they didn't want to like try to do anything. Which who knows? Maybe if I had like a better drama teacher in high school, I'd be an actor. But who knows? Like I
Dude,
said,
for me, I fucking like adored I adored drama from like afar, and I always like kind of thought about it. Like, man, wouldn't it be sick to be like the guy, right? Like the guy, everyone's looking at you on stage,
like
just,
fucking Fonzie, you know?
kill
Like,
it. Yeah, like it's so weird. Like it sounds super weeby too, but it's like you almost compare it to anime, where like you're the main character, like you're the like the guy that things are happening to. Everyone's looking at you, everyone's hyped for you. Like it's just one of those things where I was like, I clamored for it, but I was also fucking scared as shit. Like I was such a scared fucking kid, like I thought about it and like contemplate it all the time, and it's one of those things. Of course, you regret it, but
it's stage
I would
fright.
love
stage fright is fucking real. Like I think the most common fear is public speaking. Public speaking is the most common fear in the world. Every single person in the world, if you put them all together and you said, what's your fear? And they said this, the most common one would be public speaking. That's why it's so like lucrative to be a good actor and like a good public speaker. Like, because you could literally just be a politician, talk out your ass for your life, and then like you become like a millionaire because you have all these followers and they believe everything you say, even though you don't do a single fucking one of them. And we're not gonna go down this road.
Hey, you caught yourself this week. I'm proud of you.
We're not gonna go down.
Look at you.
So
no, but I agree. You have a platform and you're the guy. You might as well do something with it, right? Like you got to do it.
Right.
Also,
like,
chat, you're all very wholesome. I just saw what you said. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah. That's good. I just find animes too cheesy. I don't know.
I love being the sidekick.
There you go. I fucking respect that. I respect the shit.
I do.
I love being essentially the hype man, but also I'm there to help you riff.
Dude, that's
like
play
along.
Oh,
that's like the three of us right now. We've always just gotten off on being like the supplementary like content.
Nah, fuck that.
You know?
No, hell no.
No, fuck that. No, honestly,
what do you mean?
No, I'm not kidding. Like somebody earlier was like, when I talked about like you always want to be the protagonist or whatever, like somebody said like, you're all the protagonist of this podcast right now. We're looking at you right now. And it's just like, I finally, after my entire life, stopped being scared of being that. And now that I get to do it, I feel like I'm good at it and I enjoy it. And I want to be the guy, like, you know, like I'm not scared to be the guy. And I think that's what makes Zach so great. I think it's obviously what makes you so great is because like I can fucking ramble and give you a bone and you guys just roll with it. Like me and Zach literally off stream played League of Legends earlier and it was just fucking fun. Like we have not talked in a decade and we talked like no time had passed and we shot the shit and like made fun of each other and cracked jokes while playing League. And it was straight up just like, it was fucking awesome, like to have that so just handedly with someone. So when you talk about like you want to be the sidekick, not sidekick, it's like you're the buddy to the buddy cop movie. You know what I mean? Like that's more what I was.
I am the sidecar. I am the monkey in the sidecar. It's great.
So for me, it's kind of like you, where it's like you know you want to put on the show like. As long as chat's there, like it's like the lifeblood, like chat fuels you, and like having that open discussion. Like you were in my chat like the other night, like you saw how all that went. Like there was like 6-7 people there, but it was fucking great, and it was just great to like have a group convo. Yeah,
wholesome.
It was good shit.
I like being the side man in the second banana. I love doing that because it helps you accelerate. It helps other people accelerate, and I know as a side man, I will get my own laugh. I know for damn sure my little bit, one little ha-ha, that's all I need. I don't need to be the front man, stage and setter presenting the whole show. I will be the little fucking goblin off to the left that just like off, like that's all I need. Right. And that's why like fucking circle it all the way back again. That's why like as a YouTube, it just was never really there for me because I was happier recording videos with you guys. Not doing solo content because I had nothing to riff off except myself. And my God, I do not want to be trapped in this head.
I know it's the greatest part. Like you gain more brains, like with your community, if that makes sense. You're able to in real time gain feedback and like perspective on stuff you have locked in your head, and having an avenue and a platform to like bring people in and just be like, Chad, I think of this like this. Based on my experience and yada yada, like, what do you guys think? And like reading chat is like euphoric, like learning and growing and like seeing other people's point of view is fucking. It sounds super white knight and weird, but like it's fucking awesome, honestly. I
can say I think left, my whole chat thinks right, and I call them dumb. Great, it's great. Yeah, but it's the riffing. That's what I love about it. That's why I was so excited to do this podcast because just riffing with old buds was fantastic to me. I love that idea. I was so excited. Like I was planning my day around it. Like I was so excited. I was like, "Oh, make sure everything goes good."
That's awesome. Bro, I give you a big hug right now if I could see you.
Okay, come here real quick.
I mean, you did lose us that rank game earlier, but we're not gonna talk about it.
Excuse me.
You didn't lose us that rank game. That was an awful game. That shit was rough. But no, man, like that. The fact that it's so easy, like. means you are the best like kind of buddy cop. You're the best like Robin.
Yeah,
somebody could be. I think that's awesome that you like own that.
I will be the Will Ferrell to your what's his name? Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I think we can do better though. Let me think.
Better. Did you guys see the analogy someone made in chat about like our dynamic?
I'm really thinking about how we can build on this buddy cop dynamic.
Matt is the guy. Let me read this. This is so wholesome. I gotta do it.
How about you're the? Oh no! Now I'm thinking about Superbad. You're the.
I'm the Jonah Hill.
No,
I'd be what's his name? Fucking. He looks like Jesse Eisenberg, but he's not Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah. You're the Michael Cera to.
Me being Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill, and then I'm Fogel, and I just go in.
fucking McLovin, just getting
McLovin, yeah.
Shit.
Hell yeah! I'm gonna get arrested and fucking say I'm 25 and shit.
You're gonna hang out with Bill Hader and Seth Rogen. That's great.
Yeah, no, it's hype. I'll fake arrested.
Man, I saw the movie twice and I remember all the actors. What the fuck is wrong with me?
Dude,
I don't even really like that movie.
That movie's
still funny.
That movie's fucking legendary. That movie's actually fucking amazing. I mean, it may have been because of the age group that we are when we went to see it.
Bro, it's so funny. Because we, like, you put yourself back in high school when you watch it. Like, y'all, fuck, we were these guys with our friends. Like...
I think the most hilarious part of the movie was the dicks thing. Like, he can't stop drawing dicks. That made me laugh.
That was fucking funny.
He's like, I can't see anything. I have to like stop everything phallic. Just to think with the dick.
Low key, one of the funniest parts I thought was when they were like looking at the woman who had breast reduction surgery, and they're like, "Oh, we got to see from the back," and then like they start charging down the street at like full sprint to go and catch up with her. They just leave Fogel at the fucking booze store to get fucked by the cops. That was so funny.
She wants to fuck me in and around my mouth.
Yeah, exactly that. She wants my dick in and around her mouth. And she's like, "Oh, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Oh, the funny thing about my back is that it's located on my dick." That was good, man.
Maybe I need to rewatch Superbad. Maybe it's funnier than I thought.
Superbad's pretty funny. It's still like dumb. Awesome. It's definitely like dumb dude humor. Like, but it's fucking.
It's the best dumb dude humor. Like, it's so classic. Like,
a few of you have asked like for us to play on this channel like throughout the week. We're talking about that and trying to maybe do that. For sure. We're just trying to figure out what the context would be. But we have thought about, like, aside from podcasts, touching this channel more than a week is definitely something we want to do.
I've already done it, man. I was streaming Dodo on it yesterday.
You missed him streaming naked yesterday, guys.
Yeah, I'm sorry if you guys had to see him for not even 2 minutes. This fucking guy, I'm gonna go on a rant. I fucking set all the shit up for this guy. Make it so fucking easy. All he has to do is fucking do some little beat bop boop on OBS and press go, right? Just adjust some cameras and go, right? This motherfucker, I can't trust him not to touch our fucking channel when he's trying to play Dota to fucking nobody because nobody's here, and he fucking I'm getting all these notifications and all these fucking, like, messages like, "Oh, you're going live? What happened? There's no tweet or nothing." I'm just like, what the fuck happened? And I'm just, like, trying to figure it out. I messaged Matt. I was like, "Did you go live by accident?" And then it's just no answer for hours. He goes, "Yeah." I'm just like, yeah. Yeah, you did. And I'm just like, bro.
Oh, I love it, man. I love it. I fucking love how serious you are about it. It's just so nice. Like, I just want you to always have this gusto for like just the project.
I'm a very passionate man about my content.
I fucking love it. It's like, let's just ride this. And like, we already need to get another guest after next week, because next week we got Jerome, and then after that,
I think we have to loop back to Mitch because we lost it.
Yeah, good idea. I
honestly,
like that. Loop back to Mitch. That's gonna buy me another week to like see if I can get like Adam on the podcast or something, or like
Slender P922 is not following. Thank you for the follow.
I always said, if you ever need that bottom of the barrel, scrape me up, boys.
You're not bottom of the barrel. You're literally, bro. You
Come on, give yourself some fucking credit, bro. Come on.
Zach. You want to hear something?
You've got much better talent.
No. Zach, you shut your mouth,
dude. I mean that in a good way. Without you, we wouldn't fucking. You carried us throughout those early years, man. Like literally, you were the first person where I said like, okay, maybe people aren't such assholes on the internet. I was like,
whoa. You told me the same thing, Matt.
Well, no.
Same thing.
Okay, it was right around the time of
I'm the
ASX.
bottom bitch now. I'm the bottom bitch.
There was a lot, but
He's sucking your dick after the podcast.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of people that like when I like heard about them and like was like learning stuff about them and like filming videos, I was just like, who knows who this guy is? Like he's kind of cool and everything, whatever. But like really, like you two kind of stood out the most. Like I know that seems like I'm kind of just fucking riffing right now, and I'm just saying that because like I'm kind of cornered. But like
I was
realistically,
the best stalker and watched your games, and when I could join a lobby,
I happened to catch you when you were drunk, and you felt obligated to talk to me.
Sure, it's funny how the way the world works, you know. Like it's funny. Funny.
It's a bunch of crazy ass coincidences that brought us together. But no, Zach, you shut your fucking mouth. You listen to me right now. I want you to know this podcast has peaked at 55 viewers. You know what the podcast peaked at last week with Bayesian Canadian with 1 million Twitter followers? 55 years.
Yeah.
So don't you dare say we're scraping. We want you here, and obviously the people want you here. Don't you ever take that shit away from yourself.
That's
because
fucking
we
right.
are having a fucking blast.
That's fucking
So
right.
cut the shit, buddy. Cut the shit.
Yeah.
You are meant to be here.
I
$5 from
I'll
Q
tell
Lobby
you.
again. Perma Zach spot for that wild card energy. Hate to break it to you, but this is a 3-person only podcast, and we're gonna try to keep it that way as much as possible, just because it's the format, and sticking to the format is what's gonna require like a lot of like it's just we have 2 people and a guest, and then that's the whole format. And like the more we stick to that, the more people get used to it, the more people are going to be able to anticipate it. If there's going to be too many people on the podcast at once, it can get overwhelming. You don't know exactly what's
Too
going
many
on
cooks?
too much. Yeah,
Too many cooks.
three people is just perfect.
Plus, Zach is the perfect. He talks about Sidecar, talks about Fillerman, whatever. Like, if you ever don't want the stress, or you do the Matt thing where you fuck off and not do anything till you get home from work on Tuesday night, and you don't have a guest ready, guess what? Zach will probably be there for us, right?
Most likely.
That's like you can't do like that's dependability, and that's like loyalty and friendship that you can't like stress about. You know, like we always got Zach on our back.
And like let's say that one or both of us, or not one or both of us, but like one of us is like busy on Tuesday because of like some unforeseen, maybe an emergency or something. Like we would have to have somebody like a co-host come in. Zach is on that list, you know. Like you're right near the top of that list. I'm sure you'd be thrilled to do that. And like you could represent me, you could represent Zach. I don't care. Like there's nothing you could say that could really slander me. I already do it. See, that's the thing. I feel like all the way that I carry
Guys, wait until you
myself
see the pictures he sent me back in the day.
and the
He
shit
would
that I
never want
say
those to get out.
and all that stuff, it's like all in a way of preserving my own
That
image.
dude's family he talked about still's recovering. Like I don't know how he said that. But
And he paid. You all know how much he paid off that one guy. Like that was some bullshit. I should have talked about that. Oh no. Oh fuck. WikiLeaks. It's happening.
Docs,
Do I gotta get a hitman now?
This man's got to fucking lawyer up real quick.
Do I gotta find each and every person in chat and just get them whacked? Somebody getting iced right now? What's going on?
Wait, who's whacking? How can I jump that list?
No one's getting whacked. Nobody is getting whacked.
Matt, also.
Nobody knows what's going on, and you better
Matt,
keep it that way.
I have another answer
Hey,
for you.
zip the lip onion dip. Let's listen to me. Listen to me right now. Zip the lip onion dip.
Matt, so you talked about buying time for like guests and stuff. I have an idea, by the way.
Sure.
I have an idea for that, by the way. So you talked about like when you and I had our first discussion that like sparked all of this, right? We had like the pseudo real like episode 0 that was just you and me like talking.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
a lot of it was like me telling like my story.
Yeah.
And obviously you know that story, and you find like solace in it. You think it's a good one that people should know and like want to tell it and things like that. I think I would like to do an episode where it's straight up just me and you, and we basically like do that again, but this time I can tell the new people and like tell the audience, and it's just basically almost not interview style, but just like re-explaining the story of me and like getting that out there, because people just don't know it, and I think that would be a good episode. I think people would enjoy that, actually.
For sure, because you've come from some very dark places, and like how you've emerged from those places, it's really like it's inspiring, and I think a lot of people deserve to hear that, because like if they've ever been in a tough spot themselves and have emerged like in a better way and in a better light than before, they can relate with you. And like if they can't, then maybe they can learn like from your experience and see that like the life's not as hard as it can be, and that you got to really just focus and just get the shit done that needs to be done, and like do what makes you happy, and like this too shall pass, you know?
Exactly. And for me, I think it's important that people know that story. As sad as it may be, or like how people may react, or like have guttural feelings about yada yada, and like what it brings out of me. And I'm gonna be talking, Chad, I hope you don't mind me talking a lot, 'cause I'll be talking a lot that episode. But I think it's important to me that people know it, because I think, just like you said, I can help people. And
Exactly.
now I have a
Genuinely
bigger
help people.
platform and more people to help and to spread the word and just like
Absolutely.
do that for it. I think I'd like to do that for an episode. It doesn't have to be like, the next few weeks or anything, but like sometime relatively soon, I'd like to like have the story of Jack episode.
Yep. Absolutely.
For sure.
Yep. Absolutely.
But as a side note, I lost it. Fuck.
Yo, Zach, what can
I
you
lost.
tell me about like the car crash that you were in? Because I'm like genuinely curious.
Oh, did I never
really
see that?
want.
Oh.
I really
Oh,
want to know
yeah.
about that, because I saw that on Facebook and I was like, holy fuck! I
Yeah.
hope he's okay.
Yeah. So
How long
This
ago
was-
was that? Because it
this
was like pretty. It
was-
was like 2 or 3 years ago. You were in a car crash, and like it was like bad. Like your car flipped like 2 or 3 times, and
rolled
like
my car 1.5
Whoa.
times.
yeah, that's
Holy-
crazy. That's
almost
fucking crazy. Yo.
Almost wrapped around a pole if it didn't roll. I rolled into a car. It was a whole thing. So
Yeah. Like, tell us
So,
about that. It's crazy. That's such an
basically,
insane experience.
I was just getting off work. My mom came down. She doesn't usually come down to help at the store. I kind of run everything at the store. She's kind of behind the scenes. She came down and helped a little bit. And really, Kat, really.
Yeah, exactly.
And she came down and helped a little bit, and it was more or less wrapping up the day, busy and stuff. And then she's like, "Hey, let's go to this German restaurant down the ways." And you take your car, I take my car. And she's like, "Yeah." She's like, "Yeah, let's go." I'm like, "Yeah, I could eat and everything like that." So we leave. She's right in front of me, and I'm right behind, and we're going for a while. And we get to this intersection where she goes through, but it turns yellow, so I start stopping, go to red. And she still goes for a little bit, but the light turns really quick. So I start going, I rev it up, and the speed limit at the time was 45. I was getting up to 45. And the way it was, kind of hard to see, so, Kat, please. I'm in this lane. This is another lane. There's a turning lane turning left. So I'm driving and a car tries to cut the gap. I had a green light. They had a green light, not a green arrow. So you always try and cut the gap real quick. It's legal, but you don't have the right of way.
Right.
So she tries to cut the gap. She's like this 18-year-old, fresh driver, just got her license not long ago, tries to cut the gap, misjudges it. And I'm going up to 45. She hits me, driver's side, turns my car, rolls me. I roll into another car, just totaling it. And I land on my side. And it was something that haunted me for a while, because the big part was it happened. I felt like I blinked and I was just awake. I don't think I blacked out, but I think I did. And that's the thing. I don't even know if I did or not, because I know the sound, felt the roll. Thank God I was wearing my seatbelt. And rolled 1.5 times, landed on my side, airbag deployed and everything. I had no major cuts, just from like the glass and stuff a little bit. No broken bones. I was bruised all the side though. And my car was on its side and the driver's side door was dented in. So I had to crawl through the back of my car. And I was in a 4Runner, so it had like the little window that was like shattered out basically. And I had to crawl out the back of the window to get out. And I'm sitting there like, holy shit, is the other driver okay?
Yeah.
And people are like, You just rolled your car and you're worried about the other person? And I'm just like, yeah, I want to know if they're okay. And that was kind of one of the moments where I realized, who I am as a person, that I'm very altruistic, that I put other people before me. And she came over here She came over. I'm like bleeding on my knees. I'm like covered in dust. I've got all this shit. She comes over. She's bawling her fucking eyes out, crying, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." I just grab her by the shoulders and I go, "You look me in the fucking eyes and tell me, were you texting?" She's like, no. And I'm like, okay. And then I give her a hug and I say, "It's okay.
Shit.
It was an accident." And
God
I was just
damn.
Zach, you're alpha as fuck. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Take the
that's
whole car, not the
crazy.
sidecar. Jesus.
I
Oh
told
my
her, I
God.
said, as long as you weren't distracted driving. Because her dad was like, she's new. I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah.
Uh-huh.
Car was fucked. And then I get up and I'm walking. I'm just walking around after this. I'm fucking rolling my car. And people are like, "Oh, man." And I walk over and there was like this BMW, this like young blonde chick, that her dad's BMW or something like that. I fucking rolled over, just crushed the front of the car. Totaled her car too. And where I rolled and landed, there was this big, I'm talking 3 foot, 4 foot tall sign where like a billboard is. And my car was just a few feet from just hitting it and wrapping around it.
That's fucked, dude.
Mm-hmm. She hit me. She hit me hard because I was only going like not even 45 because I just had the red light and was going up. So she had to gun it to try and pass. Just slammed into me.
That's
So
crazy.
I'm sitting there and I'm like, "Oh my God, she's wrecked. The car's wrecked and everything." And I'm kind of just standing there. And these two guys are like, "Oh man, I hope that dude's okay." And I look over and go, "Oh yeah, that was me." And they're like,
You're like bleeding and shit.
What the
Yo, you guys want me to get Jerome in here? He's actually around right now. He's asking if he could join the podcast just for a bit.
Wait, Jerome wants to step in?
Yeah, Jerome's down to give like a little preview for next week.
Oh my
Can I-
God. Wait, that's
"Can I finish the story? My favorite part coming up."
Yeah, shoot.
Yeah,
So- So I don't go to the hospital. I just get checked out by EMS, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I don't want to go to the hospital. I don't like hospitals and stuff like that." Worst fucking part. All my magic cards were in the car and fucking exploded like confetti when
No, dude.
And I'm just like, I look over and I just see the fucking paramedics with a push broom pushing all my cards, and I went, "Can you try and save as many as possible?"
Yeah. Oh
And
God, this hurts me on a
I threw
spiritual
away the
level,
box,
man.
but like I had to like I collected it all, and like after like a year, I finally pulled it out. The cards still smelled like gasoline,
Holy shit! Look,
and like there were
my
bits of glass.
I've got my binder here, dude. I've got all my rares. Look, I've got a Elish Norn that's from from Japan. Like,
Not his life, not his car.
dude,
magic cards.
I feel
Magic
Well,
cards.
ironically, between the scene and that event,
because I know that you're okay. I know that you're okay. I know the whole story. I know not the
Yeah.
whole story, but I know the
I'm
end
alive.
of it. I know that and you were okay.
I
so,
guess
like,
that's true.
It wasn't as it's not as riveting for everybody, so that's why like I
Yeah,
really
no,
do
I,
wanted to know like the story for sure, but like Jerome just texted me.
I basically just got
I have
got
ADD.
hit, and no, you're fine.
He does.
And
He does.
cop comes over and goes, "Was this your fault?" And I just started laughing at him. I was like, "That's my car, the one on side. Yeah, it's my fucking fault."
Homie, go ask her. I want to
By the
have a
way-
conversation.
By the
real
way,
quick.
you want to know how hard I was hit? I was driving a 97 4Runner when it still had a steel body frame. That possibly saved my life from crumpling.
Oh yeah.
She was driving a fucking Suburban, a miniature tank, and just knocked me over.
Holy shit, man. That's crazy.
Yep.
That's fucking nuts.
Nude, should
That's
we be in oh my God, I've called you Nugent forever. Should we go on should we be in good boy mode once Jerome gets here?
Yeah, dude, he'll let us know. I'm sure he's like been watching the podcast for a little bit, so he knows the context.
True.
So we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna get him in here though. I'm gonna get him in here.
Let's go.
Let's pop
I
him
haven't
in.
talked to Jerome in fucking 7 years.
Yeah, I haven't talked to Jerome since I last probably talked to you.
Yeah.
A long
So this is
time.
gonna mess up the face cam a little bit. I'll try to do some on the fly editing.
He'll do
Hey, what's
some.
up, guys?
He'll try to fix this
Jerome,
stuff.
how's it going, man? Yo, where you at, son? I can hear the.
Speaking
wind
of
in the back.
texting while driving, look at this.
Hey, what's up,
Wait.
guys?
I gotta look at my Discord real quick.
Not much.
Hey, what's
not
up,
much.
man?
Man, it's good to talk to you guys again. It's been forever.
Hi, Jerome.
Hey, Jerome.
Hey, what's up? Man, how you guys been?
Oh, you know,
Being
living
good.
life.
Nice, nice. Zach, you still down in Florida, by the way?
Yes, I am. Still have been.
Oh, baby. We should meet up sometime. I'm still down in St. Pete.
Oh yeah, I have a whole bunch of friends in St. Pete, and my brother lives in Tampa. Yeah.
Oh, get out of here. Nice, man.
I would
That's good
love
stuff.
to come hang out.
Chat, this is gonna look extra real weird for the next probably
because joining
while.
the podcast is like completely messed up all the frames that I had. So I have to like go back and re-edit all of it. It's no big deal though. So yeah, Jerome, man, it's been forever, dude. How have you been?
Good. Yeah, just I don't know. Pretty much same old on my end.
Yeah,
That's
same
sick.
old, same
That's
old.
sick. I like it.
Jerome, do you remember me from back in the day?
Yeah, AJ4 Dead.
Holy shit, it's true. He remembers. What's
Yep.
up, man?
Yep.
Yeah, how you been, man?
Oh, I've been good. Trying to do that normie life thing, but honestly, it kind of sucks, and I don't like
life.
it. Trying to do
What
the
are you up
whole.
to? Are you in college or you got a job or?
Between jobs at the moment, been streaming pretty much like as often as I can, getting little support from my little community. Hit up Matt. Matt was down to do podcasts, and then birthed all of this nonsense. So it's kind of
we're
a
here.
running while I can.
I mean, it's a cool throwback for sure. Matt's bringing back all the old guys from the Awesome Sauce Films days.
Bringing the band
Dude,
back.
dude, I'm gonna get purple pants. I'm gonna get Rain Man. I'm gonna get. It's gonna be legit.
All right, I remember Rain Man obviously, but Purple Pants did I?
Dude, that's like so old school. It's because back in the day, I remember Mitch did this thing where he was trying to sort of imitate Machinima in some way, where he had like a director's program where he wanted to get people to come on ASF and just like film their own videos and like upload their content to give them exposure while also simultaneously growing ASF. And one of the guys that was featured the most was this guy Purple Pants, and like. I'm pretty sure that was his name. Even to me, I'm not even like 100% sure of that. Like if he's that guy,
wow.
but it was
remember
one of those
the
guys.
One of the guys that Mitch did that with, and he almost joined the team. Remember, it was Six Winner, I think it was his
Six
name?
Winner was a monster.
Yeah.
That guy was
He was
sick.
good, dude.
Yeah, he was.
good.
He was good. Fuck. Yeah, I gotta get that guy on the podcast. Why not?
How do you still got contact with that guy?
No. You know how much digging I'm gonna have to do?
That
Holy
man's
crap.
farming.
If you need
somewhere.
help with Rain Man, I'm pretty sure I still have him on Facebook. from,
That's
like,
insane.
7, 8 years
Oh my
ago.
god,
That's
that
insane,
would be
man.
You
Hey,
want to hear?
maybe.
You want to hear a throwback?
Hit
Every
me.
now and then, I sometimes talk to Dard.
Oh my
Dard!
god, Dard.
I
Yeah,
have
that's
him on
right.
battle.
Doing?
I have him on bat. He's an old man in Australia. Same old.
Yeah.
And
right.
you know, I sometimes see him online. I'll pop a message, hey, but you back playing WoW, because I'd play WoW with him before, and I've messaged him, and it's just one of those things of, hey, how's it going? He's like, not much. That's it for like a year.
Yeah.
But like, yeah,
That's
That's
cool,
a
man.
throwback.
Dard, like way back in the day, like with the Jolly Old Brits and stuff. Those were
Yep.
like
Oh, yeah.
the heyday days of YouTube for me. Like straight up when when I was doing like Minecraft. Minecraft, I
Oh,
think
man.
was my peak. I think when I was doing Minecraft, because that was when we were doing the group recordings and everybody was just like uploading their
Yep.
perspective, and that was it. Meanwhile, I was the one putting in a lot of like production. There we go. Hey, Mitch.
There's the
Jerome,
man.
are you driving, dude?
Ooh.
I
What's
could
that?
I could see your camera.
Calling
man.
your girlfriend your other girlfriend's name. Yikes.
Dude, it's sketchy. It's sketchy, man. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I mean, what was I saying? Something about
Maybe Minecraft
something
season
about
2.
Misrap. Yeah, like
Maybe
Dard
Minecraft
and like
season 2.
the Jolly Old Brits. I remember making Matt and Matt as a series with him, and like it was just us riffing
That
the
with
whole
two
time.
T's. I
Yeah,
think
exactly.
I remember that too.
Yeah.
From the Jolly Old Brits, I still sometimes keep in contact with Will Barlow.
Yep, that's what I do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. That
Oh,
guy.
Bill.
That guy's,
I talked to his twin, Bill. Will. Bill. I don't fucking remember.
Bill, Matt,
That's-
man.
Well,
that's-
because like
that's
he
crazy,
goes
the
by
name that-
Bill Warlow,
name of
but his name I
Yeah.
think is Will.
His
And his
real
brother
name is
did
Will
his-
Barlow,
Maybe-
but he goes by Bill Warlow.
Yeah. No, I talk to him all the time. I
plot
always get
twist.
confused.
Plot twist. They're the same person.
They are twins. So.
No, they're not twins. They're the same person. He's just
Jerome,
been
I haven't-
deceiving you the whole time.
Jerome, I gotta get this out there because it's been almost a decade. I gotta let you know, my brother till this day still quotes you. Like, actually.
No.
My brother is 3 years younger than me. And like he was super like as you would be as like me in that position at the time, he was like, oh my god, right? And there's a certain video, a certain Derby video that will let it be that. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I got you.
And I'm pretty sure everyone here was in that video. And half the stuff that you or maybe someone else named Sharom might have said a lot in that video, he still quotes to me to this day, and it still gets me to this day. Like, no lie. No lie.
That's what I love about ASF. That's what I loved about it, is it was so quotable.
It was like a comedy sketch show. Like, it was straight up.
It really kind of was, where there was like, it was so many like notable lines that stood out. There were so many like running jokes and continuity.
You realize the one thing that was its big folly was we would pump out. We would pump out 90% hot trash. And 10% of what we do, though, was just pure gold. The problem was that pure gold would take forever to edit and get ready, and so none of us wanted to do it. And at the end of the day, if we only had the hindsight of where YouTube could go, and we actually reinvested and got like an editor so that we could just focus on making the content, making it good, and instead of doing 10% gold, 100% gold, that channel would have went beyond our wildest dreams.
Oh yeah,
it's like whose line is it anyway?
All you gotta do
in the background.
I look back, you realize that channel had 100K subs when that was almost unheard of in the gaming space.
We were massive. We were
like
massive,
that channel was probably a top 25 gaming channel at one point. That's insane, dude.
Yeah. That's true. It's
or
true.
Dudes,
and
plural.
looking back at the videos that we uploaded, like as the last hurrah of the channel, like that was like the last like big push that we made for content. Looking back and seeing the views on them, it's like, holy shit, if we stuck with this, we would have been the next like KYR Speedy. We would have been the next The Crew, you know? Like we would have been doing this long before them, because like it was a community thing, and like it was really like adapted based off of their style. And just the whole editing was it just took so much time and effort to do. And like we were all in school, we were all like doing it as like a part-time thing. So getting the content itself was taking super long by itself, and then actually editing it, the amount of work that we were putting into it was exhausting.
And to be fair, I mean, the amount it was making, I mean, to get a full-time editor, we would have been pumping almost all the money back into it immediately. Like we would have probably made nothing.
It would have been worth it in the long run.
Oh, of course, but I mean, it's hard to have that hindsight.
You cannot foresee that. Right? You cannot foresee that. Yeah. If something's not gonna like be profitable after a while, you just sort of stop.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and keep in mind too, I tell people this all the time. Back like even before then, like when I started back in 2008, 9, 10, 11, like being a career YouTuber, that wasn't a thing.
No, it wasn't.
Like, you know what I mean? Like you couldn't. There's no way you could mentally justify spending 100% of the channel revenue on something that didn't exist. Like there were no career YouTubers.
Back then, it was people who got the luckiest break, is what it felt like. It was like those people who are like up there, like it's like, man, they really nailed it, and like, or they were doing something so original back then.
Yeah, I think that was great about. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say the other thing that was great about ASF too, since we're letting that just gush about it. It was great that like even the top viewed videos. Like different videos did stupid well, even if certain people weren't in them. Like me and Matt and Mitch were just looking at this the other day. Jerome, one of the top videos on there is like me and you playing Ascension. Like Matt and Mitch aren't even there, and it's got like almost 500,000 views. Like it just didn't matter like what combination it was. Like people came. It was like you build it, they will come. Like it was just cool to see like the success could happen regardless of like if quote unquote main talent was there or like the side guys or whoever. Like. Whichever part of ASF was there, like people showed up. I think that was like the coolest aspect of it.
Somebody in chat just said Sparkles Dudley. That blew my mind.
There's so many
Oh my god.
Oh, so many old jokes.
Suck my blue dick. I am Smurf. That's the one that still kills me to this day.
The running joke of everyone drank your motor oil. My favorite one, I don't know if I can say it, is one people quote me is my lovely poems. I said,
"Oh no, I forgot about these till you reminded me in my chat. I was like, oh my god,
I remember poems.
Your voice, and I remembered them instantly.
This is a free space, Zach. You can say whatever you want here.
Wait, chat knows. Chat remembers.
Roses
are red. Violets are blue.
Oh my god, Zach, I forgot about your old thing.
Yeah, that one really sticks with you when people keep quoting it.
Oh my god.
Let's go back to fucking Sideman. That's a memorable quote.
I almost threw up, like genuinely in real life, like could not breathe when you said that for the first time. Like, oh my god! Even now, like, there's just a drop in tone going from like to start to the end. Oh, dude, that killed me. Oh my god!
Get in the van. I have a gun.
Those roses are red, violets are blue. I have a gun. Get in the van.
These poems, man. Oh,
it was great.
You're a poet, and you didn't know it. It's beautiful.
Oh man, but no, I agree. I think that would have been the best thing. Is like, if it stayed how it was, where like any of us could have showed up and filmed, and like the views kept in, and like things like that. Like people could have taken time off, alternated, done different content, and like people could have done what they wanted within the space, and like kept people coming. And I think that would have been.
We were young. We were
kids.
Of course, we didn't know what the fuck we were doing.
No shit.
Like,
that was also like,
hindsight's 2020, bro.
I just love that. It's just because like no other channel did it where anybody could record, because you would always see like even like, let's just go old. I'm thinking old groups back then, the Creatures. Mm-hmm. There were like 4 people that people really watched. There were some other ones that nobody really was like, as long as these people are in these videos, I'll go watch them. Like ASF at the time was like, anybody in the video, they'll really go watch.
Yeah.
That's
it
was.
Was just like the community, you know, like that's what we spawned, and that was it. It was amazing. And then once everybody sort of went their own ways, we still stuck together. It's just we had our own side hustles, and like our side hustles turned into like the main deal, you know, like the big thing that we were doing. And it's like it's hard to think of what YouTube was before my own channel, but the reality is, it's like it was just like a hobby. It was just for fun, you know, like it was just this little thing. And like I had my own little ambitions, my own aspirations of like what I want to do with like school and everything, and then it just all of it seemed so just insignificant compared to this huge deal that was just sort of happening almost out of nowhere. Like it felt like I wasn't even doing anything, and it was just taking off. It's just once this becomes so lucrative, there's almost nothing you could do to keep up with it. You just have to keep doing what you're doing and hope it sticks, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Just the evolution of YouTube has just shown just how stuff flows and everything like that.
Yeah, it used to be up to the content creators if they got big. Now it's up to YouTube. You know, it's like the content creators, if they said, I'm gonna make good content, then the viewers are gonna come, and it was that was it. That was all. That was what happened. If you made a good video, there wasn't that many videos that were around. So when people were searching stuff and like finding videos, you were there. It was simple as that. But nowadays, you could spend like 5 hours making a video, making a montage for like some clips that you worked another 10 hours to get, and no one's gonna see it. You know, you could have spent like a week making this thing. You could like, that's what I ended up doing. Nobody knows about it, but I made a Smash 4 montage using Captain Falcon, and literally every single clip in the video is me Falcon punching somebody. And I got the rights to the music for the video that I'm gonna make, that I put it in, and it got like 2,000 views. And I'm like, okay, this is the line. You know, I'm done. If I can't get like a decent like viewership from this, if I can't get like somebody that wants to share this with somebody else after I've spent so much money doing, not money, but time and energy doing this, and I'm really proud of it.
The thing is, YouTube at the moment, the way, at least nowadays, the way it works is it's very algorithmic.
Yeah.
In the sense that it feeds people who do consistently the same content and have people showing up to watch that content. So the problem is, although you put all that effort in, and it was probably an amazing video, it was incredible in every way, YouTube probably said, oh, well, this isn't his normal stuff, Minecraft or Dota, whatever it was you were playing at the time. So YouTube decided not to feed it out to people. And that's really the issue. I mean, it's a curse and a blessing where YouTube, it does promote people who do the same thing consistently over and over again. And that's a good trait to have. But it's also harmful for people that want to branch out and try new things. It's a catch-22, really.
Yeah.
That's why like you always see like second channels and like never has as many
vlog
views,
channel,
never has as many views, never has as many never has as many subscribers or views, but it's different content that you can't normally upload. I always see that now.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, because you need that. You need that in your life. You need diversity. Otherwise, it's just you're just going crazy. You know, like you could become a zombie. It's kind of like what Zach said earlier. Where he was talking about how like
he liked the space, he enjoyed doing it, but he didn't want to be a Minecraft creator for the rest of his life, or like didn't want to be in that space forever. It's just like, yeah, you're gonna go numb if you don't really care for it, right? Like you're gonna become artificial. You're gonna be doing it just for the sake you feel like you have to. Like your passion's gonna go, and I feel like people can get burnt out really bad on that, depending on how you where you put your alignment on that.
Oh yeah. And see, for me, the thing that always kept it going was the people that I spent time with. But like we went over this before in the podcast, and I'll probably go over it again in the future. Some events happened, and I wasn't able to associate myself with certain people. So after that went away, I really didn't feel the same passion for the content as I did.
And
we can go over that again next week, actually.
Yeah, with Jerome, it definitely is a better insight on it than
Jerome might have more
looking in.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Insight into what in particular? Sorry.
Well, we went over this earlier in the podcast, and we could actually reiterate it next week because I'm thinking that we should wrap the podcast up for the main thing, not just spoil all the content for tonight. And this is sort of like a sneak preview, sort of like a teaser trailer almost for what's coming next week. I'm still assuming you're going to be okay for 10 o'clock on Tuesday?
Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome. Sounds sick.
Oh, man.
Cool. So, that now that we have that set in stone, I would like maybe Jack to take us out.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, chat. Can I call you chat? I'm going to anyway. Thank you all so much for coming to the 777 podcast for the second/first episode, because the first one is in the ether. It exists in your hearts, okay? It exists in our hearts. But that has been this episode with Hippo, a.k.a. Zach, and special guest appearance by Jerome here at the end. Next week, Jerome will be right there in the middle where Zach is. We will discuss everything from if he remembers all the old ASF stuff to now and everything in between, how YouTube has changed even more, because we love talking about that, and just gaining insight on things that happened after my absence from ASF. So thank you all so much, and we'll see you next week.
Peace out.
Goodbye.